The following presentation is brought to you by Rant Entertainment Media. For the entertainment you love and the opinions and history you crave, visit rantemradio.com. The following is brought to you by the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here. Every week, The Shining Wizards is brought to you free of charge, and we thank you for listening. But if you'd like to help support the show in other ways, here's a few things that you can do to help. Go to iTunes and Stitcher and leave us a review. If you shop at Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you usually do. It won't cost you anything extra, and a small percentage of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy some of our merchandise, visit prowrestlingtees.com/shiningwizards or shiningwizards.com/merch and purchase one of our t-shirts or some of our other great stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Wizards Podcast. Become our friend on Facebook at Shining Wizards. Check out our Instagram photos at Wizards Podcast. And for all our videos, visit youtube.com/The Shining Wizards. The Shining Wizards is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Audio Boom, TuneIn, The Shining Wizards Network, shiningwizards.com, and Tuesdays live at 7 p.m. East on swlive.net and rantemradio.com. From all of us at The Shining Wizards, we thank you for your continued support.
This is the common denominator of greatness, Austin Aries, and you're listening to the men of the Shining Wizard Podcast.
I have a small dick.
No, what? God damn. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, whoa! I am loud. Very loud, Tony. Fix that.
Why
shit.
are you so loud, dude? We should have done a mic check. We didn't do a mic check.
What's that?
I was fucking. This was at Studio B for the.
Oh, this was the aggravation board.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night. Obviously, this is the Shining Wizards. Kevin here, along with Tony and Matt, and we are on the final stop, the road to WrestleMania, the road to WrestleCon.
Detours through the mean streets of North Arlington.
You had to get your shit in, didn't you?
Of course I did,
You got to get
I'm
your
a fucking
shit in
spot monkey.
all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing show tonight. By the way, I use that term pretty loosely. Tier 1 champion Darius Carter will be with us.
Tier 1 world champion.
World champion. Is that how we're defining it now?
That's right.
Tier 1 world champion Darius Carter will be joining us shortly. But right now, we're going to talk all things wrestling, WrestleMania. First and foremost, though, gentlemen, how the fuck are you? Don't all answer at one time.
I'm annoyed that I didn't go to an awesome wrestling show that you guys went to this weekend.
Which one? Apparently there were two.
The one that you guys went to.
Oh, the one that we went to.
Yes. What was it?
Capital Wrestling, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Oh my God. Let me tell you.
Oh, I'm barfing up dinner.
Me and Kevin, we took the voyage to good old Jersey City.
Yes.
Which, if you're not from New Jersey, means absolutely nothing to you.
No.
But Jersey City is right next to Hoboken. There's parts of it that are really nice. There's parts of it that are really ghetto.
Jersey shitty.
Yeah.
See what I did there? That was clever.
I saw that. That was clever.
So Matthew Ryan Shapiro, friend of the Shining Wizards, he decided he's going to run his first ever show, Capital Wrestling.
show.
Oh, look, I'm getting it on.
show.
Let's do it. We got Yago. We got Twisted Tees.
Yeah, we got it all. We're fucking doing it.
There it is.
Capital Wrestling. They ran it in a church.
Yes.
Which was fucking amazing. From as soon as you walk in, just picture a church with a fucking wrestling ring in the middle of it.
Yeah, the setup was dope for sure.
Everything was dope.
Right. Well, all right. That's fair too.
It was probably the most fun I've had at a wrestling show in a long time. And I go.
Yeah, but that's because you're like a weirdo. So like you enjoy stuff like way too. I mean, the show was fucking good. Don't get me wrong. It was a fun time. Our boys did great. But it was like my nipples could have like
Well, yeah, there was some issues. It was a fucking ice box in there.
Dude, I don't understand how that's fucking like scientifically, meteorologically,
Meteorological.
scientifically.
Fuck, I can't even say it. Yes, good call.
Meteorological?
how it was so cold in there, but the action in the ring ended up making up for it.
No, it didn't.
Some of it did.
No. It was, look.
It was fun though. We had a good time.
I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I'm not saying the action in the ring was bad. I'm saying it was so fucking cold.
Yeah.
It was warmer outside.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, we were talking to Rude Boy Riley, who had an awesome match with Mike Law.
Good match. Very good match.
Colossal Mike Law.
And we were talking about how fucking cold it was. And he was like, at one point during intermission, someone asked to do an interview for their YouTube show, and he wanted to do it outside. I said, bro, isn't it cold outside? And he said, that's a lot, they had a fucking band at intermission.
Dude, that was awesome.
Playing wrestling theme songs. Fucking
cool.
awesome.
They played Nakamura's music, and when they did that, like everyone like started doing like the sing-along
humming
gimmick.
So he went outside, and it was fucking warmer outside.
Can you look like you give a fuck about something, please?
I was thinking me Chinese, me play jokes,
Tony,
but
Tony, can you honestly look like you give a fuck about
I do.
something?
What, yeah, Kevin, what happened
Yeah.
next?
Exactly.
I would prefer if he just sat there and listened at that point.
Dude, I'm an old man. I'm taking it in. That's
You
all.
gotta take it in. It was awesome. For a first show, I mean, there's always bumps in the road.
Right.
It's a fucking church, so acoustically, it didn't really fit with the speakers
It's a fucking church.
because it was a church.
Some hiccups aesthetically, though. Everything was perfect. Like the opening match was hot with the tag match. Sunny Kiss in there with Eddie McQueen or something. Do you know Eddie? I've
when
never
the
seen.
lights go off. When the
There you go. See,
What
look,
is that?
at least you're.
I can
you know
play
what?
it.
if you want.
I think I spoke
What
too
is it?
soon asking you to get involved.
Sonny Kiss's theme song.
I don't know what it is.
And the lights go off.
It
From
was
the girl
Yeah.
from the Pussycat Dolls.
Yes, exactly. You learned something. on
Nora
the Shining
Scherzinger.
Wizards.
That one?
The hot one.
Scherzinger. Dave Scherzer.
Dave Scher, and Mike Johnson.
Yes.
They were singing
The
Sonny
Pussycat
Kiss's theme
Dolls.
song with the
Yes.
band.
Guys, imagine they redid the Pussycat Dolls with the staff of PW Insider.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that.
No.
Fucking over. But anyway, back. Just quick plug for Capital Wrestling. They did a great job. Obviously, they have some things they need to work on.
Got some work to do.
There was like way too much time in between matches. I get it. You're doing digital TV tapings.
Tittles.
But I don't know, like backstage promos and shit like that could they could be done before or after, whatever. But I've never run a wrestling show, so don't fucking listen to me.
Yeah, no, you're right. And
Talking out his
I
ass.
think that they'll only get better because the talent that they put out there, James Riley, Mike Law, Sonny Kiss, even like the North South Connect, all that.
Everyone
stuff.
else.
There was. Listen, I know, dude. Despite what Matt sent to KP Burke. That little picture of me like in my phone all night. Also, actually, Matthew Ryan Shapiro, put the Mevo on me real quick. Matt, I love you. I see you at House of Glory all the time. You're my boy.
Jesus.
You're my dude.
Should I play romance music for this?
Please have alcohol served at your show. Just throwing that out there. A beer goes a long way. I would have not gave a shit about the cold if there was some beer at that show.
I feel like we should be talking to Kevin at this point.
Like an intervention.
Sort of. I don't want to use that
It was
word.
a Saturday night. What do you want me to do,
It's a
bro?
wrestling show. How many?
Stop drinking for 2 hours and
If
taking
there's-
some
I did.
action.
There's not. Look, I'm just gonna. Let's do hindsight. There's not a bar at fucking WrestlePro. There's not. There definitely weren't. It wasn't a bar at UPWA or people. Like I get. Maybe it's easier to get away with in the city. I don't know. Like where are there? I can't even think of any place in Jersey that runs with a bar.
Starland
Pro Wrestling Magic.
Pro Wrestling Magic, Starland Ballroom.
The place in
obviously.
Union.
Yeah, the
Columbia Club?
Columbia Club.
Okay.
Wait,
I mean,
Columbia Club doesn't have a bar?
No,
they
it
do.
does.
They
It
do.
does.
Okay,
Places that do
okay.
have a bar.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm not saying you don't have to have a bar at a wrestling show. All I'm saying is
It
that
helps.
It helps. And it would have gone a long, long way on Saturday night.
I'm kind of with Kevin because it would have at least kept me warm.
Yes.
I think if I could have like slammed a couple drinks.
But-
So if you're listening, Matthew Ryan Shapiro, or if you want to listen and then ignore us and maybe let the people who were serving the food know, like, hey, man,
Well, I went up when I went to order. When I went to order, I got food, which the food was great. I think it's called Bearded Man's Barbecue. So shout out to them too because I got a brisket grilled cheese sandwich, which was fucking amazing.
I'm surprised you don't have a flask.
I do have a flask.
they
There
were
were metal detectors.
Are you? Wait.
Look at my.
All right, here we go.
Dude, hold on. This is the bag that I brought with me to
The building is on fire.
to Capital Wrestling, and this is the funnel that I put in my bag to mix a Jameson and ginger in my flask. But there were metal detectors,
You know what?
and the Squidwards were there.
You could have gone to 50 because I didn't get the wand. I just got patted down.
I got the wand, which
What
was
was that
also.
like?
Yeah, how was that? Tell us about that.
It was magical.
Sounds like you guys had a magical evening.
It was so much fucking fun.
It was a good show, and follow them, Capital Wrestling, on Twitter. All that.
They're
going to
run another show in May, so
Yeah.
hopefully it's a little warm. My favorite thing, Tough Guys Incorporated, Tim Hughes and Brutal Bob were in a tag match with the guitar player from the band
trained by Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, he cut a terrible promo.
Oh God.
It was terrible, bro. And I don't know, some kid that looked like one of the 3.0 members, but with AIDS.
He looked like Chuck. Who did I say?
Chuck
He looked
Taylor.
Like Chuck Taylor. Yeah.
So we're sitting. Oh, there were no chairs at this event. You sat at the pews.
pews.
pew 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 pew.
So I'm sitting in a pew. Oh, and we saw Michael Kingston from Headlock Comic. He was
Yes,
awesome.
Shout out to
Uh,
Michael Kingston.
Check
obviously.
out Headlocked Comic.
Multiple-time guest of the show.
Yes. We're sitting there. We're watching that Tough Timmy Hughes throws a fucking super kick and miss by a mile. The minute it happens, Kevin Kelly is sitting like 3 pews to my right.
Pew pew pew.
He fucking makes this, like, you miss by a mile and is laughing hysterically. And then Tough Timmy Hughes is like, best super kick you've ever seen. It was the fucking funniest thing I've ever
Wait, so
seen.
Kevin Kelly was doing commentary for that?
No, he was there. He did a seminar in the afternoon.
spirit.
And then he opened the show with a
Ah.
promo. And then Matthew Ryan Shapiro,
Well, I'm sure he went home happy.
who's a heel piece of shit, came out and interrupted.
Very good at what he does, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a heel piece of shit.
And that
That's what
tag
he
team
do.
New York City Wrecking Crew. I'm a big fan of those guys too.
So, good show. Check out Capital Wrestling. Follow them on Twitter. Follow them on Facebook. Go to their show in May. It's amazing.
Is it at the same place?
Yes. It's in the church. It's amazing.
It looks great.
Yes. View-wise, I don't even know. View, is that a fucking
Aesthetically,
word?
again.
Aesthetically. It's very pleasing. It's a fucking awesome venue.
Bang.
Just got to work out the kinks. Kind of like Monday Night Raw last night.
Whoa!
Gotta-
Segue alert.
You got to work out the kinks.
Yes, the go-home show to WrestleMania. Let's work out the kinks.
I mean, look, you go to Philly, you know you're going to get a fucking super hot crowd, right?
Super hot.
Right?
Super hot.
You would think.
You would think.
Drew Gulak's hometown, by the way.
Was he on the? He wasn't on the show.
I don't
No,
think he
he's
was.
205 Live tonight, I think. I think I saw him tweet something out.
What?
What?
It was awesome. Nia Jax, she's not like
No.
most girls, bro.
It was good,
That was the shits.
right?
They're giving Bailey lip service because she's the champ and she
I
fucking
didn't-
needs a win.
I think it was a terrible way to start off Monday Night Raw. In
women,
Philadelphia.
dude, women power, power of the tits or pussy power, whatever.
I felt like it took the crowd immediately out of it.
Of course it did. They're there to see Goldberg. They're there to see the Undertaker, playa.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you would think that because Bailey is supposedly like the hot character for the women's division.
Yeah, but
you would think that if you want to, like, listen, the women have been main eventing shows now, so kicking off with them is not so far out of the norm or out of reach, but it was a struggle to get through. I think Charlotte's still pretty fucking good.
Charlotte's the only thing that's coming out of this. I wouldn't even say unscathed, but she's probably going to be the cream of the crop. Nia Jax, Bailey, they've done her no favors with her booking. And Sasha Banks has just been a piece of shit running around the ring anyway. They're probably going to turn her heel.
Right.
The only one anyone should care about is probably Charlotte.
And that's why
And-
she's like the top of
And
the...
she fucking wound up losing at pay-per-view last time. They were building like this whole little mini streak thing.
That was a big mistake.
So like they've done this whole four-way thing, no favors. And is this show even making WrestleMania or is this going to be pre-show? They've been
Don't
putting
know. I don't know.
a lot of the shit the past couple days has been finding its way on the pre-show.
Which, listen, first of all-
I think me and Kevin are going to say the same thing. Regardless, pre-show or not, you're on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And it's not like back in the day, like WrestleMania is what, and 1 through what, you want to say maybe 9 or 8, there were a ton of matches on a 3-hour show. Now it's different though. It's entertainment. It's completely different than it was back then. So you really want to squeeze maybe 8 matches on the 4-hour show.
And
Flo Rida and Pitbull and Lunch Lady Land or whatever that fucking guy is.
Is Wale gonna be there?
Wale and
Waka Flocka Flame.
dude, my Uber driver was named Ouija.
That's awesome.
Like Ouija board. And he was singing along to these songs on Z100.
I thought you were gonna say like when they were growing up, they played Mario and Ouija on Nintendo. Sorry. Boo. No. Yes.
But anyway, like I'm not upset. Like, would I love to see Neville and Aries on WrestleMania? Of course I would,
dude.
But
I would love to see the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on WrestleMania.
That's still going to be on it, right?
It's all under the WrestleMania banner. WrestleMania, you can't.
You're gonna need to have shows on this pre-show. You're gonna or matches.
I
on
love
this
how you
pre-show.
guys are defending this.
No, because look, Fastlane is one thing. The fucking Fastlane pre-show. But this is the biggest event of the year. People are going to be in the stadium for 6+ hours.
Well, let's hope
Don't
there's not the
remind me.
fiasco like you know, the whole big guy Kalisto situation where there was trouble getting people in and there was no one in the crowd for those matches.
Goddamn woo.
So
Well, that's on the. It's on who's ever running the
Of course.
fucking gates down there.
Exactly. Fuck them.
but
Pre-show or not, it's fucking WrestleMania.
Fair enough. Can I talk about how awful it is that people have to say that they can't wait to be part of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal with a straight face?
yes, you can.
I mean, look, the Team Foley, Team Stephanie would have been beautiful, even if it was just a one-on-one. But now it's like Sami Zayn, oh, I'm going to win the Andre the Giant Battle. Nobody gives a shit about the Andre Battle Royal. They've done nothing with no one that's done anything with that thing anyway.
They've done nothing with no one that's done anything with that anyway.
Exactly.
All right.
I mean, Baron Corbin is getting over in spite of that. Like, it did nothing for him, to be honest with you. What did it do for Cesaro?
Listen, it really reinvigorated the Big Show's career. Like he's a monster star right now.
I can't even press well. I don't even fucking care about him anymore. Sorry. I just don't. They shit the bed with, they didn't get Shaq signed, which, you know what? I was looking forward to Shaq and Big Show. I'll be honest with you. Just to see what a fucking awful mess it was going to be. But I was also looking forward to a Foley Stephanie, like with their seconds or their
No, you
charges.
weren't.
Yes, I was. Team Foley, baby.
No, you.
you were a flip-flopping son of a gun.
Look, I'd rather see them do that than have Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman in this battle royal. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be
Braun Strowman's not in the battle royal, is
Yeah,
he?
he is.
He kind of did something
Yeah,
last
he's in.
night.
I thought they set it up like it was going to be a singles match last night.
No, he's
What, with
in.
him and Big Show?
Yeah.
No, they're
No.
both in, bro. Two big horses.
You know who the last two are going to be?
Braun Strowman, and this was said somewhere, he should eliminate everyone.
That's not a bad idea.
He should eliminate every single person in that
I'd be
battle
down
royal.
for that.
I'm okay
Except it's
with
not
that.
going to do him any favors when there's only...
Except for Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins should then eliminate Braun Strowman and win.
You got a better chance of
Right?
seeing Jesus Christ walk through those back
Is
doors.
Zack
right
Ryder,
Hey,
in
I'm
the,
a God-fearing
is Zack Ryder
man.
in the battle royal?
Nah, he's hurt,
He's still
bro.
hurt.
Oh, is he still out?
Come on,
Yeah.
Broski.
I don't fucking know. I'm not Zack Ryder's fucking biographer.
Look, they're trying to make the Battle Royal something that is a yearly thing on WrestleMania, and it just gets more guys on the show to get a payday.
But do they really get a payday? Like,
I don't know.
They get like $500.
They get to be on Mania.
which is fine, and I've totally
in front
and
of 5,000 people.
And I totally get that, and can appreciate that they want to get so many people, as many guys on the roster on the show as possible. But at what point do you say, like, enough's enough with this fucking battle royal?
It's already beyond what its purpose was.
Or at least if you're going to do it, put some incentive behind it. And I know it's tough to do when you have the Royal Rumble like 2 months prior, but put some sort of incentive behind winning this thing, other than getting a fucking trophy that you parade around for 3 weeks.
No, trophy, bro.
And then it goes away.
Trophy, bro.
Fucking.
Corbin
Trophy,
had that
bro.
thing go well until what? June, July.
Well, whatever.
Maybe even August.
What the fuck happened to it? Why isn't Cesaro still carrying around his? Why isn't Big Show
He's
carrying
too
around
busy
his?
carrying Sheamus.
Ah!
Look, you're not. Every match on the card isn't going to be a 5-star match. It's not
Right.
going to be the greatest match you ever see. At some point, people need to go to the bathroom and they need to go get merch or buy fucking snacks and sodas and beers and stuff.
Snacks.
Do they have so little faith in the fucking Raw three-way dance for the tag titles. Or I'm sorry, it's not even a three-way dance. It's just a three-way match.
No, now it's
That they have to add a fucking ladder to it.
They're adding a fourth team too.
Who? The Ascension?
No, they won't say.
The Dudleys?
yeah.
Oh, deletions!
I could slap a tomato.
Oh my God, dude, how great would that be?
I can dry out the
Think about it. They're all waiting in the
cereal.
ring. Rebby Sky rolls out playing the piano with a little Maxwell on her back, and Jeff comes out with the.
Wait, you say with Curtis Axel on her back?
Yes, Curtis Axel. Another guy who's in the fucking Royal in the Battle
Imagine
Royal.
Rebby Sky with the fucking little backpack and it's Curtis Axel in the fucking little fucking knapsack.
Is it really? Are they really adding a fourth team?
Yes.
All right, because then maybe that's why they're doing the ladders, because they want it to be the big Hardy's return, nostalgia pop, whatever you want to call it.
Right, I got to check. Someone tweeted it at us yesterday.
Well, someone could have been wrong.
Yeah, I haven't.
What else did Mike Johnson tell you?
I defend him when he's wrong. I defend him when he's wrong. I defend him when he's
Sorry.
wrong.
We love you, Mike.
I love Mike Johnson.
We
So
all
fuck
do.
off if you don't.
No, not really.
I defend him.
I can't. Don't speak for everybody, okay?
All right, so
Shining Wizards Kevin, appreciates you, Mike Johnson.
There's a difference between liking somebody and appreciating
I like
somebody.
him.
Oh, no, I guess it's just a triple threat match.
I like you, Mike
so
Johnson.
who did you hear that from?
It was tweeted at us. by
Someone's
somebody.
lying to us.
My
Stop
apologies.
lying to us.
The dirt sheets.
So right now, there is 13 matches.
That's unlucky.
Great.
That's a fucking long night.
Yeah, it is, dude. And
But
three
of them are going to be on the pre-show.
and Flo Rida and Pitbull.
Yes. And Al Roker has got to be in
Oh
there.
yes, and New Day is hosting.
God, Jesus.
So many fucking segments. That's the thing that does kill me about this show. Is that just like, and me and Matt were talking about how indie shows are kind of like different than what they were back in the day. Like, all right, Tony's gonna fart into the mic. That's fine. That's good. But you remember when like you would go to like indie shows and all it was match after match after match, and he's smelling the fucking mic. You are a gross.
I always smell the mic.
I know, like you like. It never ceases to amaze me.
We've got Darius Carter coming up in a little bit.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes, I don't even want to. I don't even like that. Totally threw me off. So I don't even want to go into the point I was gonna make.
You were talking about WrestleMania and how there's
I was talking
indie
about
shows that have
how it's
tons
so
of
different
matches.
now, and how it's like indie shows. They would never run angles or programs during indie shows. It was just like a match.
Well, they do now.
or even house shows. Yeah, but I wish it was kind of like it was back then when.
No, indie shows need stories.
Well,
dude.
now I agree with that now because of social media and the fact that YouTube is like everywhere, and you basically have a TV show if you have a YouTube channel.
Well, it's not only that, but it's like if I could see these two guys wrestle like next week at such and such show, why should I care about your show? It's like, well, because they're in a heated feud in X, Y, and Z.
Of course,
You know?
but I'm just saying it's just like more of like a segue into like the evolution of how shows are run, and like how we were talking about house shows back then, and I would go to like shows at the Meadowlands and MSG, and it literally was just match. Then ring announcer, match, and maybe you'd get a run-in, maybe you'd get a title change, maybe you'd get some sort of weird like brawl or something like that. Now it's like everything is run like it's on TV.
Yeah.
Like all the house shows have like the screen now where they have backstage, they have promos pre-recorded and all that stuff, and
Not
angles
so much that,
and
but
promos.
they do a lot of commercials during the live shows too.
That too.
You know, like they'll hype up the next pay-per-view, or they'll like have a commercial for Snickers. By the way, these like Snicker commercials that the guys have been doing,
Good.
no, terrible.
You don't like them,
Dude, Bailey's commercial was not Bailey. Paige's commercial was awful.
Paige had one.
Yeah, where she was throwing a fit and she kept calling him like a mother
Where
something or other.
They put in a Snicker bar up her butthole.
No, that was
You're
Xavier.
not,
that was
you're not
Xavier
yourself
Woods.
when you don't have something in your ass, Paige. Have a Snickers.
Oh, good God.
Of course, now we don't harbor any ill will towards Paige. That was
But I
God
don't-
bless her.
Dude, they're pretty stupid though. These commercials.
The Miz one was good. Did you see the Miz one?
No.
He was in like a limo with like a bum, and he makes like Maurice rub his feet.
Oh, yuck.
The bum?
The bum, yes.
Oh,
Bum was in
bum was
the limo at a
Mama's
commercial with the
Fallen
Miz.
Angel.
He's making the rounds.
Yes. He's way too big time. He's big timing us actually. We called the bum to come back in the studio and
ugh.
he's big timing us.
So Goldberg got the better of Brock Lesnar again. I'm jumping to that because it was only about 10 seconds long.
I mean, what do you want?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. Like I just don't know what to expect on Sunday.
I'm gonna give you. Here's what you're gonna. 5 minutes. That's all you need to expect.
Depends on where it is on the show.
Is that included?
It's gonna be the main event.
It's closing the show.
Then it can't be 5 minutes.
Absolutely, it can.
They're gonna start it at 10:25 just to throw everybody off.
Dude, the show goes to midnight. 10:25 will have fucking
All right, 11:25.
Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose.
No, man, you're gonna get 5-7 minutes max, and it's gonna be Brock
3 minutes
Lesnar
of entrance.
beating the shit out of Goldberg and suplexing him everywhere, and just fucking slowly walking around the ring like the savage.
How does he get
beast.
his advantage? How does he break down Goldberg? He's gonna have to do something from behind.
Low blow.
He's Brock
Some
Lesnar.
kind of Paul Heyman distracts the ref.
No, Roman Reigns stands on the apron and they play his music, and it distracts Goldberg.
Let me tell you about the Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
The Roman Reigns thing last night with the Taker. It was good.
Hey, the Taker.
It was good, right? It gave you that 90s nostalgia. Roman Reigns watching the Titantron. He's watching The Undertaker's video, and everybody wants it. You want The Undertaker. You want The Undertaker. The lights go off. The Undertaker's in the ring. Now what? Now what? Now what? You get fucking nothing. They look at each other like a bunch of idiots. All right, here. How cool would it have been?
All
right, they're staring there.
Simo.
Taker grabs his mic.
And Taker didn't even have like Undertaker voice. He was like, "Yeah, rest in peace."
He grabs the mic. He goes, rest in. He can't even get peace out. He's fucking speared by Roman Reigns.
I was expecting a spear. I'm not
right?
gonna lie to you.
And then Roman Reigns grabbed the mic. He's like, rest in peace. This is my yard, or some fucking stupid
You know
thing
what?
that he does.
When he
and
was-
then the Undertaker sits up.
Yeah.
And the
Ooh,
facial
good
expressions on
call.
Roman Reigns.
It would have been perfect.
Ah.
That's
It would
not
have been
bad.
perfect if when he do the eye twitching when he's not looking, he's like the whites of his eyes. That would have been a perfect time to do it too.
And then they end the segment, and then you're like, holy shit, Russell, that match is going to be awesome.
I still think it'll be good.
I think it'll be good too, but I just felt like they could have given us more.
I bet you Undertaker gets hurt in the first 2 minutes and the
I
match
hope
is the
not.
drizzles.
Can I give you like my overall synopsis of WrestleMania? I think it's going to be a good show, but it's going to be a good show for like all the wrong reasons, and it could have been so much. It could be so much more with the talent that they have. That it's like we're going to enjoy the show. I think we'll enjoy stuff on it.
Fair enough.
But it can be so much more with certain guys that aren't included in higher profile positions.
I'll go you one better. It may be a good show. I think in the long run, it's a meaningless show.
WrestleMania's. Let's be honest. WrestleMania's for the last how many years have
Nothing
been
is, dude.
meaningless shows.
Jericho and Owens, is it really going to resolve their feud? Is it going to be it for them?
And we've talked about this probably a lot because we've been doing it for fucking 5 years. But after WrestleMania, you remember when like things would like start fresh and it'd be like a reset? Now feuds continue. The same feuds continue after Mania.
Yeah.
Which was never what it was back then.
They used to do it once in a while. They did
Of
it.
course.
They did it with The Rock and Triple H. The whole big thing with
All right,
Backlash, he finally won.
Okay,
the
well then
title.
that might have been like the
But it was few and far
precipice
between.
for this. But like after, you had a main event blow off. WrestleMania, like we say it all the time, it was the blow off. That's it.
Yeah.
Like a Hell in a Cell match, like a last man standing match. WrestleMania was the major blow off and then started the new, I guess for lack of a better term, fiscal year for the WWE.
Yeah. No.
But now you still get the feuds going further. I guess it's because there's a pay-per-view every fucking 3 weeks. I don't know, but it's not what it used to be, and you know that you're still going to get some, maybe not with Goldberg and Brock, because I don't know what their schedules are like after,
Yeah.
but I would imagine you get one more out of them, if not at Mania, at SummerSlam.
I think that they're going to be ending. It's probably going to go back to Lesnar.
Okay.
And then Goldberg's going to take his final bow, and that'll be it for him.
But now look at a match like Triple H and Seth Rollins. That's not going to end here, because this is the first match.
Yeah.
So that's going to keep going for
they've
at least
been
another month.
They've been slowly building that for like 8 months, but there hasn't really
8
been.
months. It's been built for shit.
Right, well, you got to
8
take into
months. I don't
consideration
know.
Seth Rollins' injury and him not
Well,
being
that's the other thing
around.
too. Yeah.
So,
So
this
it's
is
kind of
go-
like the Cena Rock thing, where like everybody's quiet for like 9 months, and then all of a sudden Royal Rumble comes around, and
Right.
everybody hates each other again.
So you got to think that's going to continue. Jericho Owens has got to continue. It's just not the same, and now we're going to get the same unless Finn Balor comes back. He'll be the new blood into the company, I guess.
Well, he's
again.
back. He's worked house shows.
Right, but he hasn't been on TV.
And we also have to remember Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn are sort of involved.
Yeah,
in the
where's
Jericho
Samoa?
thing,
How
too.
does Samoa Joe not have a fucking match on this show?
Why does he need a
Andre the
match?
Giant Battle Royal?
Why does Samoa Joe need a match?
Sure.
I don't get your question.
Why
Yeah.
you're just gonna give him a match?
Well, that's the other thing too. You have to book Samoa Joe smartly because he's supposed to be this, this machine. You don't want to just give him some throwaway match.
But he's been on Raw in matches.
yeah, but who is he
Sure.
going to fight? Who's he going to wrestle?
I mean, to go back to your idea of the whole, if he wanted to do the Foley Stephanie thing.
Yeah, but they're not doing that.
Right, but
The only other thing is they could put him in the Battle Royal and then he has to win and screw Braun Strowman.
that's a good
Either
point.
that or the two of them are two big hosses and they eliminate each other and Big Show wins. I don't know. You book yourself into a corner with him if you book him on anything at this point.
I mean, why you couldn't have done something
He's probably going to be in Kevin Owens' corner
or Triple H's.
or Triple H's.
Yeah, so he'll probably have a role on the show. You're right.
He'll be the guy they play his music at the top of the ramp, and then when somebody turns to look, he loses.
That's a long ramp.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's a fucking long
I
ass
saw
ramp.
some of the video of them setting it up. It looks like it goes all the way up into like the second tier of the stadium.
So that's like there's an hour out of the show, just people walking down to the ring.
Who do you think we're getting as surprises? Is The Rock going to be there? Is Austin
Yes.
making an appearance?
yeah, you'll get
Rock will be
your
there.
legends.
Maybe Hogan.
I think they save Hogan for.
It's Orlando, brother. Hogan's Beach, brother.
Just arrived from Tampa, dude.
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
No,
But-
it's fine. You're good.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Well,
He's
you don't
opening
have
up.
to keep, you have to keep going. I mean,
He's opening. Yeah, you're right. Very good point. Very very good point.
I tried to help you, and you
No,
went.
no, you're right. I tried to go on with it, and it was absolutely awful.
Oh, brother.
I think we get the Hulkster. That's my surprise of the night.
Is he going to be happy to be back at the Silverdome?
Yes.
And what's this thing going back and forth now? Like they're going back to New Orleans already next year?
Yeah.
Like so that's going to be it. It's going to be between Orlando and New Orleans like every year now?
No.
Or maybe Texas every couple
They'll
of years.
go to
too?
Vegas again because of the new stadium in
That's true.
2020.
They're building
Probably.
That's the new one for the
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
As an aside, what do you think of the Raiders moving to Las Vegas? Do you give a shit?
A lot of people are receiving it negatively. I didn't think it
Yeah.
was that big a deal.
But didn't they move Oakland to LA and then back to Oakland anyway over the
Yes,
years? Like,
Yes.
so what's the big deal if they're moving them to
I
Vegas?
guess it's just like the hypocrisy of them being against gambling this whole time, and now they're moving a team to the gambling. I honestly don't know.
Are they not making money in Oakland? Like
No,
what's
yes,
the-
that's what it is. And
Yeah,
they
Oakland is a.
it's a
I've-
shithole.
money pit.
I've been to Oakland. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
and-
of course, that whole area.
And Oakland, from what I've been reading, they wanted to have the team there, but they just couldn't come up with the tax money to do it. And so
I mean, there's
and so
a
the
lot-
NFL was like, all right, well, we're not going to pay for your fucking new stadium or something like that, so we'll just move somewhere that will do it for us.
Yeah.
We have our friend the True Prince of Pro on Twitter was listening. He said he's got a take on the pre-show, and he took time to write something, so I figured we read it.
Yeah,
on
let's
the air.
do it.
He totally disagrees.
Disagrees.
Jesus,
Want me to read
asshole.
it there, champ?
No, I totally disagree with Matt when he says if you're on the pre-show or main show, you're still on WrestleMania. But my disagreement is in terms of people who go back on the network years from now to watch WrestleMania 33. No one is going to go through a 2-hour pre-show to watch the 3 matches on it. Those pre-shows matches will more than likely get lost.
be.
All
So
right,
wait, let
that's
me ask
fair.
you this: if you go and watch WrestleMania 32 now, is the pre-show part of that?
Yes,
like when you watch
you'll
it?
have the pre-shows. A lot of the pre-shows for the pay-per-views are still available on the network.
No. But is it part of
No.
WrestleMania? Okay.
But
It's a separate tab. It's like WrestleMania, then
Kickoff.
Kickoff.
Oh, ugh.
okay, but
But
my rebuttal to that is
my rebut to your butt.
But my rebut is
you can skip all the other shit and just go to the matches.
Yeah, but
On the pre-show, there are tabs at the bottom of the WWE
Yeah.
network where you can just skip to the matches.
But they're doing the guys on the pre-show no favors by not including them in the video that's available online. You actually have to go to the pre-show, like if you want to see one of their matches.
yes, but there will be matches lost on the pre-show. I get it. I totally agree with you on
Well.
that. But if Aries and Neville is going, it could possibly steal the whole show. So it doesn't matter if it's on the pre-show, if it's on Mania, if it's on fucking the after show. You'll know Neville, Aries, WrestleMania.
I agree with you, but I think that this match the one that you're mentioning, Neville Aries, is kind of like the exception to the rule, just because you know how good both of them fucking are.
Well, I think a lot of people are super upset because they moved that match to the pre-show. And, I mean...
So people would more so go out of their way to watch that match than they would to say, like, the Ascension versus the fucking Vaudevillians or some shit like that.
Are the Ascension and the Vaudevillains on the show?
Can you name any of the pre-show matches from last year? I can.
Ooh.
And I'm going to look up WrestleMania 32 right now.
Was there an Intercontinental title match on the pre-show last year?
No, that was Zack Ryder winning the ladder match on the main show.
That's right. Good call. There had to have been a tag title match.
Because there were 3 pre-shows, and you mentioned one before because it was on Ryback's podcast.
Ryback Kalisto.
For the U.S. title, opened the show.
There had to have been a tag match, like New Day, the League of Nations, something like that.
Usos against the Dudley Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gross.
And then Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde.
Yeah, that deserved to be on the pre-show.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Absolutely.
I get why people are upset about some of these matches being pushed to the pre-show.
Are all the other matches that good?
On 33?
Yeah. Like, is there another match that you could maybe go, maybe you could swap A for B?
It's hard. I mean, it's a...
Not in terms of build.
On paper, okay, your pre-show matches are the Battle Royal, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Natty versus Mickey versus Carmella versus others. Whatever that fucking means. I know they're doing some stupid scramble bullshit.
Kevin's going to be in the women's match.
Guys, we're going to make our debut.
And then Neville versus Aries. And then here's your card on paper looks great.
Yes.
Gallows and Anderson against Enzo and Big Cass and Cesaro and Sheamus in a triple threat ladder match. Ambrose Corbin for the IC title. Jericho Owens for the U.S. title. Rollins Triple H. The 4-way women's match. Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha, Nia. Shane, AJ. Cena and Nikki against Miz and Maurice. Taker, Roman Reigns. Goldberg, Brock, Bray, Orton.
Triple H and Rollins.
Oh, wait, Bray and Orton's going to main event?
Did you say that?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I missed
okay.
it. Yeah.
The only match I could see swapping out for is the women's match.
Or Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin.
That's going to be Corbin's night to shine, though. They want to give that to him on
But that's what I'm saying. In terms of build, they have a lot more hope for that match.
And Dean Ambrose is still an upper-tier guy at this point.
I don't see him like that anymore. I really don't. It's maybe because I don't see Baron Corbin as his equal yet. So maybe that could be why I'm not...
Do you think Dean Ambrose is in a spot that Miz was a few years ago? Maybe they gave him too much too soon?
No. I don't. I thought Miz's run was fine when he got it. I really do. But it was just that it was overshadowed by The Rock and overshadowed by even CM Punk was in the picture at the time. But I thought Miz earned that, and I thought it went over well. Ambrose, I was a big champion of being the guy out of the Shield that they should have pushed instead of Roman Reigns. But then when he got that run, I was like, whoa, this isn't really working the way that I had hoped it for.
He's better in the chase.
He's better in the chase, and he's back. He's where the Miz was after Miz won the belt and was pushed back down the card. Granted, it's better than like anything else. It's better than not having him on the show at all. But he is in a spot where he's mid card. That's what he is, which is fine because you know what, you got to be mid. Some people have to be mid card. So
yes. I should turn my
here's
mic on when I say yeah.
While we're in the Ambrose
Asylum.
Yeah, good call. Ambrose Asylum.
Thank you very much.
If you had to rank the Shield members now that they've been broken apart from the Shield for almost 2 years, right? Give or take 2 years, a year and a half.
We'll go with it.
How would you rank them? Like who's the best and who's the worst?
That's a fucking great question.
All right. You could break it down into categories: ring work, promos.
No, just take but
I mean,
overall, we're not going to rank
how
them.
they're booked, what the creative behind them is, which is basic. They're all good workers. They're all good to great workers, obviously.
But they've done Roman Reigns no favors with the way they booked him.
They've kind of done a lot of them no favors. Rollins is not the best promo guy, and
they gave Rollins a nice long run. They gave him wins over Cena. Yeah. They gave him the U.S. belt while he was holding the World Championship.
You know what I'll do? I'll take your question and take it a step further. Who do I think has the best future? It's probably still Roman Reigns. I'll put him number 1, and I'll put Seth Rollins number 2, just because they, for some reason, seem to have a lot more faith in him than...
The only thing that hurts Rollins is that he's been hurt so much.
Fair enough, but if you want...
Twice.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the thing that's been killing his momentum.
But
does Roman get this kind of top spot if Rollins is still around?
It's a good question. Why,
You know?
Rollins was, I mean, he was coming out of SummerSlam against Finn, right? Then
Yeah.
Finn got hurt.
Yeah. And then
Well, that's
Rollins
right.
won
You
the
know what?
belt, and then
I keep thinking no, because now it's the Universal Championship too. You know, like they had the whole brand
Yeah.
split since he's been hurt.
well,
Right. And no, that was already done because Rollins lost to Owens in the finals because of Triple H.
No,
no, that was just a match.
No, that was the finals.
No,
the
the finals
final
was
was Balor.
Balor.
Oh no,
Rollins.
he's
No.
the finals
Oh,
of the next one.
The
the
next
next
one.
night
Yes,
after
yes,
Balor
yes,
was
yes.
hurt.
They did. Yeah, Sami Zayn was
Yeah.
involved in that, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I say it's still. I still think Roman's number 1. I still think Rollins is number 2, and Ambrose would be 3.
You know what? That might be the way to do it. Although Ambrose has had quite a bit going on. He had a highlight match with Lesnar last year, even though he didn't get too much, but at least he held a little bit. The whole thing with Ellsworth. Come on, I mean,
It
look,
was funny. It was good. But,
it got
but where do you go?
Ambrose.
But where do you go with that? Like,
I
like-
mean, that's the thing.
like where do you go? Like that.
You
there's
get,
no legs on that.
You get him to elevate Baron Corbin by dropping the title at Mania. That's where he's at right now. But who knows? The problem is there's so much other stuff going on SmackDown, like the whole Bray Wyatt Randy Orton thing.
Yeah, that's not keeping me gripped.
You know why? Because Orton was just kind of hanging around for so long, and then all of a sudden he was Wyatt's friend, and now he's going to take on Wyatt at Mania.
Right, and
There's a whole kind of weird story going there.
and I think it's fine if Bray wins. Bray has to win this match, I think.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on that one.
But I'm like the most intriguing stuff on SmackDown is the stuff that like I kind of wish wasn't, which is the AJ Styles, Shane McMahon, and is the actually the best stuff is did you see the Miz and Maurice's promo or their little package, the Total Fellas?
Oh yes, where they're making fun of Cena and Nikki. Yes,
And Maurice hits a home run. in
very
that.
funny, dude. Very funny.
So that to me is the most intriguing storyline on SmackDown, unless I'm like missing something.
You know, as an aside, did you see the video?
Of Paige, yes, I did.
Well, of
Okay,
course.
never mind.
Man, she was eating a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
protein salad off the NXT title.
Yes, that's right.
Great. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, here we go. So Nikki's backstage, and I think it's Fandango dressed as her.
No, it was Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze. Okay,
Yes, I did see
close.
that. Yes,
And they're giving each other shit. Try pushing from the bottom.
that's what she said.
The bottom.
The bottom.
Just give it a.
Give it a heave.
Oh, geez, I'm gonna have to help him.
All right.
out.
Well, I'm gonna filibuster.
Yes,
for a little bit.
filibuster. Talk about that story real quick.
Which one? What were we talking about?
Tyler Breeze thing.
Oh yeah. So I guess they did a Tyler Breeze. I'm very uncomfortable talking to nobody, so I should never have my own podcast. That's first and foremost. Tyler Breeze dressed as Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella did not approve. Tony, get back here as soon as possible because I don't know.
Nervous?
No, I just don't know. I don't know. There's no one to bounce the shit off of.
And Cena's like, I'm tired of this. This is crap. You're making fun of my family, this and that. And he goes, let's go, Nikki. And he walks off with Tyler Breeze.
Does he really?
Yes.
That's fucking great.
Very funny. And Nikki's just standing there like,
I didn't see
"What
that part. That's probably why I shouldn't have filibustered.
Oh, it was awesome. You guys talked about the Southern, what the hell was it called?
Justice.
No, Southern Hammerlock Wrestling.
Southpaw.
Southpaw Championship.
Championship Wrestling,
Yes. You
yes.
guys talked about that last week?
I don't remember.
Well, we could ask Matt in a second, but it looks like Matthew stepped out and had a hard time with the hatch to bring in our guest to Wrestling's Richest Prize,
The Tier 1 World
Tier
Champion,
1 World Champion.
Darius Carter. Long overdue for this guy. in
Well,
studio.
we had a couple of problems with the weather 2 weeks
That's
ago.
true. Very good point.
So we wanted to make sure when we get a guest in studio that he arrives safely. And here he is arriving right now, Mr. Darius Carter.
Yeah.
Anything else from the SmackDown side? Do you like this whole Alexa Bliss versus all the women kind of deal?
I don't, but I don't care enough to comment or like hate on it. It's just, it's just there for me.
Yeah, I don't see what else you can possibly do unless have her win. You know,
It's another one of those things where let's get everyone on the show that we can. And if it works, it works. If
All
it
right,
doesn't, no one's
enough.
gonna give a shit.
We all have to get up and show proper respect
Oh man, this is
to Mr. Darius Carter,
we're really working the
your
gimmick
Tier
here.
1 Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah!
He has arrived. He is here in studio. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've got a brand new set of headphones and a microphone for you, sir. But take your coat off, relax.
Yeah, don't
you know.
no rush, brother. Just
Matt will
hang
be
out.
happy to get you a beverage.
Yeah.
Beverages are welcome.
Yes. So Darius Carter is here. We're gonna tie the bow on I guess a little bit of the current talk before we reopen it with
No,
Darius Carter.
that's fine. Relax. He's here. It's okay.
I know. Listen, I get it. All right, I've been here before.
You
Tony.
know, Mr. Carter, it sounds like someone is not impressed with your presence here today.
Who's that?
Who's who?
Who's
You.
me? I love this guy.
You're just like, all right,
dude. I went out of my way to talk to him at Pro Wrestling Magic not too long
So I need to
ago
apologize for that, I guess.
and let him know.
Yes, you can.
Right there, my man.
I'm gonna set him up for a second. Can you handle it?
No, who are we? Fucking. Who has that song? Rich Swan? We're not Rich Swan. We can't handle this
I
shit.
know these people have no classes.
No class. You're right.
It's nice that we have you.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. I'm glad to be here.
Your Tier 1 World Heavyweight Champion is Darius Carter, and he joins us sitting on the couch in Studio A. How are you, sir?
I am excellent. Look at that. This
Do
is beautiful.
you need me to bring that closer to you? We okay?
This is fine. If I need adjustment, I'll snap a finger. No, I can't.
No, that's fine. I'm used to it.
It's fine by me.
You have a delicious sangria.
Oh, look at this.
next
It has
to you.
ice in it. Look at these
It does. Enjoy the Yago.
rocks, if you will, for the new kids.
That's right. That's right. Amateur, step your game up.
Look at this. He's gonna take care of me. Look at this. Thank you.
The Tier 1 world champion.
Tier 1 World Champion. Darius, what time, when you heading out to down to Orlando?
I have to catch the an 11:29 first class.
Oh, look at you. You son of a gun.
So good.
Can you hook me up with that? Can you hook me up? I got an 8 o'clock flight in the morning. Can you pull some strings? And get me?
I don't know if there are any seats left. Limited seating.
I don't like that at all.
You know, and you understand we gotta. I'm closer to the pilot, so.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I thought you were actually going to be flying the plane because that's how.
I would not fly. No, if I can have someone do these things for me, why would you
alright.
do it yourself?
I just
man?
thought
you
you were-
work hard to have others work harder for you.
All right, that's right. That's a fact. All right, guys, take notes. All right. Let's actually. I have my notepad right here. I'm going to take some notes here.
I don't need to take notes. I've been
Now-
following Darius for a while.
Mr. Carter, if I may. Not Samuel Jackson basketball coach.
All right, Coach
That was
Carter.
him.
Or
Coach
Dixie's.
Carter.
Or Dixie Carter.
You're dressed very, very, very well.
That's a
Is
fact.
this are you coming from your shoot job, or is this the way a champion dresses?
This is the way a champion dresses.
Fucking Darius Carter and Bobby Wayward are the only two champions that have come to the studio dressed proper like a champion.
Drew Gulak.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
Gulak
Drew
came
Gulak.
here
Oh,
full
look at
suit and
this. I
tie.
forgot. Oh, the 8x10. How criminal. Look
Well,
at
I'll
that.
be down in Orlando, so I'll be sure to
Yeah,
grab one.
we can. Yeah, I'll
Or
have that.
yeah, we'll make something happen.
I'll have. Yeah, we can get that.
Get that squared away.
So you got a full schedule going down to Orlando. You're working Punk Pro Wrestling, one of the 100+ events going on down there, WrestleCon weekend, and they're actually running a show tomorrow night. Is that correct? And about half an hour before we started, they had announced that Darius Carter will be part of the show tomorrow night. Did they announce who you're working yet?
They did not. So we'll see about that. That's why I said so far, because I was going to go to Florida anyway, to be honest with you. But there were some offers that were made to me, and I said, excellent. So I said, I'll promote those immediately. There are some that I know about that I haven't announced yet, so we'll get that. I kind of want to keep people's eyes on the Twitter page, on my profile and everything. So I haven't announced everything, but I announced the ones that were promoted. So Punk Pro Wrestling tomorrow, which we just found out about, and Friday, and then Saturday is Ignite Wrestling.
And if you're looking to find out where Darius is going to be, you're going to be down the Orlando area. You want to know where you can find the Tier 1 wrestling champion of the world. You follow him on Twitter at Mr. Darius Carter, Facebook.com/Mr. Darius Carter. It is a pleasure to have you join us. I know this has been something that's been in the making for years. So as you joined us, we were talking WrestleMania, and as a wrestling fan, which I have figured out through conversation with you prior to this show, anything you're looking forward to WrestleMania wise?
I mean, my context, I'm a big fan of story and development. So for me, I'm looking to matches like Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, that brought back that quote-unquote WrestleMania build. I mean, that's been building for about a year. So at least, so I like the stories that not just suddenly happened or maybe didn't even start at the Rumble, but started previously to that. So I like that, and I also like Triple H and Seth Rollins because that's a story that has been years in the making. That's what I like. That's what I like out of WrestleMania. I'm not the matches that are announced 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. I mean, I can live with or without those.
Where do you? We had a discussion before about the pre-show, and my argument was, it's not Fastlane, it's WrestleMania. Pre-show or not, you're on WrestleMania, and because there's been an outcry, people have been super upset that Neville and Aries is going to be on the pre-show. What's your take on that situation? If it was you, does it matter where you are on the show?
My whole thing is you're still coming out to the Fastlane set. You're still coming out to the fast lane. Okay, maybe there's not everyone in their seats just yet, but you're still coming out to that audience. So, I mean, I understand the pre-show to an extent frustration, but you're still coming out the WrestleMania ramp. If I'm wrestling WrestleMania's pre-show, it's still WrestleMania. And guess what? You're still on the WrestleMania DVD or you're still on WWE Network. It's just, fans, it's cute to see the passion, but there's always a complaint, and it's not always in the right direction. It's like, just be happy that people like Austin Aries are in WWE and gonna be coming out at a WrestleMania stage. They're gonna still have their entrances. I mean, everyone's gotta complain about something. Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn aren't gonna main event immediately. Look at some of these stories that are going on right now. They've been, like I said, built for a long time or built for a good amount of time. What do you want to put Undertaker and Roman Reigns as the opener? And what do you got? What do you want to do? And that's the problem. Just let it be. Be happy.
Let me ask you this. How do you think that social media has played a part in how fans and workers interact? With you specifically, I know the shows that you do and the shows that we go to, it's more intimate than obviously a WrestleMania. So you see a lot of the same people all the time. Yeah. So where is the line between friendship and fandom, and how do you tolerate maybe an overzealous fan that might think he's or she's a friend of yours?
Oh, that happens all the time. Right. Everyone wants to be friends with the person coming through the curtain. Whether they're quote-unquote good, whether they're quote-unquote bad, everyone wants to be friends with that person because they're something that you're not, and they're something that you idolize, something that inspires you in a way. So, of course, you want to be friends with that person, but, I mean, you also have to read the signs, and if I'm not interested to heckle or to approach me in certain ways, I mean, what are you doing? You're setting yourself up. And a lot of people that interact with me set themselves up, and then I'm the bad guy. I'm the one who said something rude to this customer, to this fan, but you approached me, so clearly you want it. Clearly, you want me to engage with you in the way that I'm going to engage you in. And if I were to be anything else, I'd be betraying myself. I'd be betraying the price of admission, and that's not what people not talk about, but they don't understand that. I feel people just always need something to quip about. They always need something to complain about, and a guy like me, it's very easy to target me. It's fair enough.
Well, I think that's a compliment more than anything else.
I believe that. You believe that. I'm sure everyone in this room believes that, and a lot of people that are listening believe that, but there are plenty of people that have the pen and in different places that don't want to believe that, and you got a lot of different influences right now in who's telling you what and who's making you believe what.
Have you had any serious trolling incidents on your social media at all?
I've had plenty.
Yeah.
I've had trolling. I mean, the private messages. I actually get a lot of private
let's talk
messages.
about. Let's get into that.
I was just gonna go there.
I get a lot of private messages of people that, I mean, a lot of it's very supportive. you would think that it's. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of hate mail, which I've created a place for all that where it all kind of.
You have a
know,
separate inbox for the
It's
hate
separate
mail?
inbox to the point where I don't even read them. I just see the alert and I'm like, oh, there you go. But there's plenty of the sycophantic behavior where they're trying, hey, Mr. Carter. Hey, it's a lot of Mr. Carters. On all caps, some of these people. The spelling is atrocious, and it's like, oh, Mr. Carter. Now, what I do like is when I get the ones from like fans from Brazil and Japan. I do get those messages.
See, that's crazy to me.
That's a fantastic thing, and not that I like them, but listen, you're contacting me privately from Brazil, and I'm not going to go out there on Twitter and Facebook and say, hey, look, I got a message from someone from Brazil. That's not me. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. But I get a lot of people from across the coast, a lot of love from the UK, which is great because that's where I want to wrestle outside of the United States. That's my first one, so. I get a lot of those things. A lot of the, hey, Mr. Carters, thank you. It's my son's birthday and this and that. I don't answer any of them, but I open them and I like to see it,
Do you get any like weird we had David Starr on, and David Starr is like the king of like people posting like pictures of their pussy and sending him dick pics.
Oh,
that's his speed. That's what happens.
Well, I mean, you can't control somebody posting a picture on your timeline if you're like
of phalluses.
Phallus. I like that.
Very good word.
Yes.
I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no.
I don't know what that was, but
Random
It was phalluses.
random drop.
Phallus. Phallus is that a
Yes.
word?
that's most certainly a word. I wouldn't have used it if it wasn't a word.
I'm not.
Come
you
on.
could have
Do
made
you realize
it up.
who's sitting across from you?
I know. I just the
could've made it up, but he believed it, though.
intellectual
Yeah.
intelligence in the room it's a bit intimidating.
Oh, I like that. It's funny. I'm like, okay, I'm a 6'2", I'm about 206, but I scare people more than some giants, and it's just funny to me. People in real life are genuinely afraid of me. I think there are some promoters that are, I think, a little bit like they don't know me, they haven't really met me, or maybe they approached me and I believed that they were a fan, which I believe happened quite a bit. I think sometimes there's like 2 or 3 fans that approach me, and then here's a promoter, and I'm supposed to know the difference. I don't know what a lot of these promoters look like, and a lot of them don't show their face on media. It's just their poster is their Twitter or Facebook. So how do I know what you look like?
Yeah.
And that's happened quite a bit where, a promoter comes to me and I'm like, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know what any of us look like, and you showed up at a house. So.
He knows what I look
Oh,
like.
yeah, but I mean, I
I've
know
been
what you
calling his
look like.
matches
Yeah.
for a year, for
Yeah.
God's sakes.
Listen.
I was there for the magical night where he won the championship.
First and
was
foremost,
a
I feel
great
like you
night.
need to apologize for ruining his great night with your shitty commentary.
What?
That's not me. That's you all. That's
No,
your
him.
debate.
Him. That's
Listen,
him. He called your match.
Listen, how long was it?
Him and one of his 100 different partners. I don't mean to shit on you, but come on.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in presence of greatness here.
My partner was the guy that's not here tonight.
Oh, that's even fucking worse. Oh my God. You two jamokes called this Legends Championship match. You're the worst. Oh my God. I can't even sit near you.
We made sure Mr. Carter got all the respect that he deserved.
On
kinda wanna
Sonny
be like-
Kiss's birthday, no less,
I
right?
kinda wanna
Is
be
that
like-
what it was?
No, that was Sonny Kiss's birthday. My birthday was July 10th, and that was actually a Tier 1 wrestling show. It was myself and Gran Akuma.
Oh.
Against Tier 1 wrestling champion Rude Boy Riley at the time, and Matt Riddle.
Yes.
And we won that match. Yes, because the whole thing was of that match was if we won, that meant Gran Akuma would get a Tier 1 wrestling heavyweight championship match, and if Gran Akuma ever won the Tier 1 title, I was automatically granted a match. But that match, funny enough, never happened with Gran Akuma and Rude Boy. And I didn't even need to beat Rude Boy to win the title. So you never know how things.
Well,
are
you
gonna go.
also won the final fray.
I won the elimination fray to get into the final fray, and then I won that too. So you can complain all you want. Oh, I did this, I did that, but listen, I beat 5 people. How much chicanery and cheating can you do to beat 5 human beings by yourself?
That's like more than a King of the Ring.
Oh, King of the Ring. That's the best tournament, man.
Favorite King of the Ring? Name it. Go.
it's hard to name a favorite because I actually like the King of the Ring concept.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of tournaments and wrestling, a major proponent of tournaments. I love the idea of going through grueling matches in the same night, and I like the idea of seeing someone like a Kurt Angle and a Christian after having competed 20 minutes earlier against each other, because it's a whole nother. I mean, Christians, both of their mindsets would be different if they hadn't faced people previously.
Right.
I like that aspect of wrestling. Not everything's locking up into a collar elbow. Like, what are you going to do? Who has more instincts? That's why I loved King of the Ring. It's hard to say which one I really liked best.
I love the one that you brought up, though, just because I know exactly which one you're talking about, because it was Kurt Angle, Christian, I think it was Edge and Rhino. Mm-hmm. And then I think it was Edge and Kurt Angle in the finals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was the King of the Ring to me is probably one is something that I think they should bring back, and I know they do it on Raws and stuff like that. But other than like the qualifying matches that they had on Raw, the tournament, having all the tournament matches in the same night, as opposed to later on they just did like the quarterfinals or the semifinals and then the finals. I agree with you. I miss the days when you had the full King of the Ring tournament on one show.
Yeah, and when you made it clear what you're fighting for, when you made it clear that, I mean, King of the Ring was secretly, when you won that, you're number one contender to the championship, to the heavyweight title. And those are the little things that I appreciated. I liked seeing who really wanted it more. There were some great King of the Rings, but the problem with the King of the Ring gimmick, or match, I should say, is then it was like, all right, well, now you have to come out with a crown and a scepter. And it's like, that's not for everybody. Sometimes you just want to win the tournament and get to the next level. So
Bret Hart won like the one in '93, and he had the crown and the gimmick, which led to an incredible feud, keeping him out of the title picture with Jerry Lawler, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. But could you picture Bret Hart coming out every week with the fucking crown and the
How about
cape?
Austin?
Or Austin, yeah, very good point.
Billy Gunn?
Or Billy Gunn.
now, it worked for Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
And it worked for Mabel.
And it
Owen.
worked for Owen Hart
Right.
and Mabel.
Oh,
Yes.
God, King Mabel and Sir Mo. It was like tailor-made for him.
Poor guy's underrated.
Now, you talk
Which
about
one?
Mabel.
Yeah.
Mabel
tournament.
was really young when he won that tournament, too.
Yeah.
He was greener than goose shit, like you like to say.
Now, you talk about King of the Ring style tournaments. You yourself will be in the BCW World Championship tournament coming up in the near future. Yeah. You talk about those guys and their mindsets. What's your mindset going into that? Clearly, you are assuming you're going to be advancing to the finals and winning. So do you take it one match at a time, or are you scouting the whole tournament?
Scouted the whole tournament. I've scouted every single potential person that I could be facing, every outcome that I can face. I have Rex Lawless, which is coming up for the 21st, which is World War 360. I've never stepped in the ring with Rex Lawless, but I've seen a lot of Rex Lawless. And the thing is Rex knows that. So Rex is going to have to enter the ring with somebody that knows him, and he knows I know him. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table, because I'm very adaptive. I don't just come in with the mindset of, I'm going to hit this move, I'm going to hit that move, and let's see which one works. I want to see what this man comes with, and the moment he makes a mistake, and he will,
hot take,
is when I take advantage. And I don't need you to make many mistakes. You may only need to make one. You could be bigger than me and stronger than me, but you're not smarter than me. You're not as quick-minded as me in the ring, and that's no disrespect to Rex Lawless, but if you throw a punch, I've already figured out several ways to make you vulnerable as I dodge that punch. It's come on.
Rex Lawless is a big cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. Big is big.
Big is big.
Big is big, and that's great, but big doesn't mean you're gonna win. And I think that's been the case with wrestling back in the day. I mean, listen, some of the best wrestlers weren't big. William Regal's a bigger guy, okay, we'll say, but
but not really in wrestling. Not like when you think of like your big guys,
right? And Jamie Noble, if we want to bring up these type of talents, Dean Malenko, these are people that you're gonna chop the redwood down. You're gonna figure out a way. And like I said, I've taken a lot I've been able to take a lot of punishment. I think people have underestimated that about me in the ring. I've taken quite a bit, and I can weather the storm and wait for this man to make an error. Like I said, all he needs is one, and he's such a big guy, and he can be hot-headed and Rex Lawless. And once the crowd starts getting behind him, he does his little jump, and he's I'm in a corner, where he runs at me. That's all I need is for him to come charging blindly one time. So,
Opportunity.
that's it.
That's all you need. Air and opportunity, motherfucker.
Oh, damn, with the foul mouth. Now, look,
It was due. It needed it.
I don't know what's going on. Is this like, how close is Darius Carter the person to Darius Carter the gimmick?
Professional.
The professional.
Let's do that. Person and professional. He lives it. I can tell you. I'll take that one, guys.
I need to apologize for the terribly worded question.
Let me answer that for you.
If you listen to my Matt Riddle interview, you know I'm terrible at questions, so I am batting 1,000 still. Fuck, kill myself.
No, Yahtzee.
I am almost
Anyway.
wordless.
Somewhere in there was a reasonable question.
Yeah.
So, like,
Let's see if Kevin gets to it.
no, I think that you live it. To be honest with you,
Live what? No.
very good point.
See, I think they're confused. I seem to think that they think that Darius Carter is a gimmick and not a person.
Tony, laying it all out.
I think it's all about what you think Darius Carter is and your perception of Darius Carter. There's a lot that's gone into making me who I am. There's a lot of experiences that I've had at my age. There's a lot of work that I've done to get to where I am. And it's not something that is, I think, readily understandable. That was me. I snapped my fingers. I don't think there's anything. It's hard. I don't think I can be
Fucking
summed
chipmunk.
up. I don't think I can't be summed up in like one or two sentences. And I think that's why people are so enamored with, oh, what's this and what's that? Don't worry about it. Just enjoy it and be grateful that it exists. People always want to know everything. Everyone wants to pull back the proverbial curtain, but you may not be ready to see what's behind the curtain. And by the way, you don't pay for what's behind the curtain. You pay for the theater. You don't pay to see the actor, to talk to the Ebenezer Scrooge actor. You pay to see Ebenezer Scrooge. So it's not comparing myself to that, but I'm talking about A Christmas Carol. But still, people just want to dig in just to dig in, and it's not even that you want the result. You just want to just pry and pry. You have more things to worry about.
Well,
What do you mean I have more things to worry about?
On that note, let's pull down the curtain and let's talk about Darius Carter. And
Pull down the curtain.
let's pull the curtain down.
Pull your pants down.
For those who might not be familiar,
There are a few exits in here now.
with the
You think there are?
Oh,
Drew Gulak sat behind those two doors for about an hour before fucking. Imagine how creeped out he was. You're
why
safe.
was he sitting behind those?
We did
He likes furnaces.
we did a whole surprise gimmick for Tony.
I don't know if it was so much as a surprise. Drew Gulak is a shitty mailer, okay? Tony bought a T-shirt from him, and Drew never mailed it, so he decided he was going to personally deliver it.
A year, mind you.
And in between that year, Tony may have
Challenged him.
taken some shots at Drew Gulak for being a shitty mailing person. So, I don't know. What do you call it? A
Shipper?
mailie?
A
mailer?
shipper? A mailer?
Yeah,
A
salesman?
mailer sounds like a stripper
A
almost.
salesman.
Merchant
A merchant?
return. Like, have you ever see USPS tracking and says return to merchant or shipper?
I've seen return to sender.
I apologize.
You didn't even see Return to Sender. You just said that because it was the most familiar.
No, I've seen it. I've
Have
had
you
it come
actually
back to
seen
me all
Return
the
to Sender
time.
on it?
Yeah, all the
Okay.
love letters from when I was like in high school.
That's right.
They all came back to me.
All right, so let's break down the fourth
No,
wall on
nothing?
Darius Carter. Give us a little background
cookie.
on Darius Carter for those fans listening that might not be 100% familiar with you. First of all, shame on you for that. And second of all, just let us know a little bit about your history. How'd you start? Where'd you start? How long have you been in the business? And what have been some of your career milestones so far?
Started in BWO, Body Slam Wrestling Organization, which was November 2008. had my first match in April of 2009. You know, going out and doing my thing. Richie Rotten had trained me. Nunzio, Little Guido, which was incredible because mat wrestling, getting to mat wrestle with him at the age I was at, still a teenager. I mean, at the end of my teenage years, but to be able to grapple with Nunzio, it was, and Nunzio can go, man. And Nunzio, the thing about him is he's a very humble person. He doesn't admit or maybe even notice how good he is. And we would just go in there and chain wrestle and grapple and Greco-Roman, and the man can do it all. He's quick on his feet. And I would have a little competition in my head. I was like, I got to get to my feet before him. Very, difficult to do with that with him, but it was like he could snap you over and he's up to his feet, and I was like, I want that because I want to be as alert as possible. I'm a little things type of person, so I'm not somebody that's counting Nunzio's moves and like, oh, I want to do those. I'm looking at how he grabs the wrist. I'm looking at how he hits a drop toe hold, how he hooks the legs to get a particular push or momentum for the drop toe hold, arm ringers, and the man is just, he goes in and out of these things so well. And I loved that with Nunzio. So that was my beginning. I mean, me as a person, I've always been a hardworking, committed person. When I start a task, I have to see it through for better or for worse. I have alienated people to get successful, to get to where I got to in life. I studied business at college. I had my master's of business administration. So I worked very hard, and I had acquaintances and some friends, but I will alienate people to get to where I need to get to and then worry about it later. Because if you understand, if you truly appreciate me and you truly value me, you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I need to be at a better place in life at all times. Complacency doesn't work. So that's probably, I think people may get that aura and they're like, oh, but if you talk to me, if you really understand me, my mentality isn't, I'm not, you can think of me how you want, but I'm very focused and driven on the task at hand. So the real question is, what are you trying to do, Darius Carter? And that's where you get the real answer,
And let me ask you this, because I've had the pleasure of seeing you a few times in the ring, and I've noticed that your gear it's simple. It's black trunks, it's black boots, and that's it. Do you find that you let your personality do the work and not need to be as flamboyant as your character might allow people to believe?
Well, that's an excellent question. I do the high-waisted trunks because that's what I grew up on in terms of the 1980s, that old school, back to basics mentality. That's why I wear them like that. DiBiase, Ric Flair, William Regal, high-waisted, and I always loved that.
Even Shawn Michaels had the pants, but his were high-waisted
as well. Shawn's was high-waisted for a long time. Yeah. If you really look at the classics, if you look at those, in the 90s is when it started to change, but if you look at, listen, the 50s, 60s, all the way, high-waisted. Nick Bockwinkel were high-waisted, so that's why I do that.
Bruno's got his grandma's panties on. He looks great there.
Don't you dare disrespect Bruno so much.
You know how I feel about the fucking 45-minute bear hug. Jesus Christ.
Goodness.
Sorry to interrupt you.
The 45-minute. Anyway, he was working the ribs. Anyway,
he's working
psychology. Get with the times.
He's working on building up a big gob of spit to spit out his grandmother's mustache being on fire.
That's rough.
Being
Where
so
is
close
this
to
anger?
I don't like Bruno Sammartino.
It's like fire.
Bruno?
I get it, though.
Bruno and Terry Funk. I'm fucking done with them. I've had enough.
Terry Funk had to pull out of WrestleCon this weekend, by the way.
Oh, did he retire again?
Oh,
no, I think he needs another hip.
Time? Is he bleeding out his ear? Who bleeds out their ear?
Listen, this man had a good question. I want to answer it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right. Yes. I could come out in all gold if I wanted to, and I wore gold trunks before. I could do that and come out with this elaborate wrestling attire, but I feel like that takes you away from the work that I'm doing in the ring. That's why I wear the black with the black on top of black boots. It's actually really, it's black on black patent leather. It's really nice. It's not just black. It's not just one black. Gotcha. But anyway, no. It's just to keep you focused on, like, the whole point is when I come out, sure, you're going to see some of the pomp and circumstance, some people the scarf with my initials, but once that comes off, it's time to go. You have to be able to differentiate. Once the bell rings, you're a different person. And I want people to see that you can say what you want about me and on the microphone, and I make fun of people and people cry, and I'm arrogant and I'm over the top and I'm this great big character. But the whole point is when that bell rings, I'm a very dangerous competitor.
And I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Did you learn that from watching any performer, or was this just being around and just learning and taking in information on your own? Was there anyone that may have inspired you to do that was maybe this outside of the ring, but once they got in, it was go time? Anyone like that, or was this just a natural thing that you developed on your own?
It's natural, but it also gets enhanced through time, so you develop it as well. So I've always had kind of even when I was younger, it's just kind of like, listen, if you're in danger, my mind's moving not on what's going on, but how to get out of the situation. I'm already at the next step. I've always been, my mind is always to the future and how to get there. And yeah, that's like that with my actual job. That's like that with wrestling too. It's just, I'm always thinking a step ahead because you want to be able to you want to have a defense against everything, no matter which way it's coming. So I had it naturally. I would also say, I developed it watching Ric Flair, who was, I grew up on Ric Flair. That was my number one idol, inspiration. Just because Rick, no matter what was happening to him, he was never just laying there or just a quote-unquote dead fish. The man was always had a defense. He always had a way, whether he would powder out of the ring, whether he would attack your knee, whether he would get a referee. I mean, you could see that, but then the thing is when Rick was in control, there was no one that was in control like Rick. He had you exactly where he wanted you. He'd take his time. One chop, you hit
right.
And that's the control. Those are the gears that are important for a wrestler. I think the problem now with a lot of wrestling is there's like 1-2 gears, and then it's like you're just both trying to see who can have the best second gear. And then it's like, great match. But it's like, but what did it all mean? You know what I mean? The man already, he hit you with the super kick into the tombstone, into the shooting star press for a 2 count. And then you guys have this great maneuvers match. But what does it all mean? If you gave me a super kick and then went for a tombstone, I'm trying to scurry off your shoulder. I'll roll out of the ring and I'll lay there. You know what I mean? How does that all happen? How does the body take all of that punishment in a 25-minute, 30-minute range? I don't know. Maybe that's me, but my whole thing has always been defensive and to try and avoid particular situations as opposed to try and see who comes out better in a car crash.
Yeah.
That's my mentality.
Well, they say, protect your bump card.
Protect your life.
Yeah,
protect your
too.
life. Yeah, your bump card, your life. What are we doing it for? What's the reason that we're doing this? Are we doing this to amuse ourselves? Are we doing this to create a highlight video so that we can wrestle at another promotion and do the same thing? Or are we doing this to hear the boos and the cheers and the adulation and the hatred of the crowd and to be televised and to be paid? And is that what we want to do? Or do we want to just go out and see how many times we can hit the ground and get back up and have a quote-unquote 5-star match? I don't know.
Now, you mentioned all that, and clearly you grew up a wrestling fan, and you're professionally wrestling now. So what was the point for you? Clearly you love professional wrestling. The same with the three of us. Eddie, who's not here, also falls into that category. We've been doing this for 5+ years, so we're all in the same boat. But what was the point for you when you said, this is what I want to do? I want to be a professional wrestling. It was because some guys have that come to me Jesus moment where they can pinpoint it. I know TJ Marconi was in here a couple weeks ago, and he said when he saw Diesel at WrestleMania with
Pam Anderson.
Pam Anderson on his arm.
Of course.
How all true traditional
hi,
wrestling
TJ.
fans got into wrestling.
Everyone's different.
Oh, hi, TJ. I hope you're listening. That's the exact answer that I expected, that I knew about, of course. But what a wonderful guy. I'm hugging you now, TJ.
Yes, look at that.
He needs a hug hearing this. He needs it.
He needs
this.
it.
Yeah. But no. I forgot the question. What was the question?
Well, when was the moment where you decided this is what I want to do?
I've always, honestly, ever since I saw it, I don't remember my age because I used to watch it with my great grandmother, and we used to watch.
That's awesome.
She loved, and
That's
she was
awesome.
all about, and she was all about the villains. Like she never, the quote unquote villains. So like I never bought into Hulk Hogan, and it's not because she didn't. It's just I didn't either, and we just connected. It was like, to say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Like I could do all that stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be as big as you and be able to walk around and with 60 people around your shoulder.
It's so funny. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's so funny how you like your great grandmother loved the villains, and I think that's like all like grandmothers or great grandmothers. They don't want this like pussy fucking bullshit of a face.
Man.
The grandmothers are the most hard nosed people on the planet, so they want people that take shit and don't fucking.
My Nana
mess
loved
around.
Bruno and Argentinian Rocco.
Yeah, okay, then
and
you
all
got-
those
you got
guys.
the softy
and she had
grandmas.
terrible words about Jimmy Hart that I shan't repeat for the cameras.
But I don't know. I feel like great grandmothers and grandmothers are just more like gritty and grindy and like they'll like beat you with the spoon if you fucking say something, and that's a heel move.
I bet you your grandmother hit your grandfather.
Probably.
Bet
Now-
you she did.
Let me ask you, because I know you fall in the same category as Darius in terms of the Hulk Hogan. I know you were a huge Orndorff guy. What was it that repelled you away from Hogan? Was it the same thing? Fuck that.
No, I
noise, I'm
liked
not-
Hogan. I liked Hogan. I was always the good guy, Mark. I always was. Later on, as things progressed, I got to see like, I kind of like what Orndorff was about. But I was always the Hulkamaniac, dude.
The pile driver, the reason behind the pile driver.
Oh,
I mean,
he
this
didn't
was
call him.
This was a guy that was pile driving people because he literally wanted less competition. I mean, what is wrestling for? If I can pile drive every opponent that I'm facing, I'll pile drive them because I want less competition. And it's not that I don't think that I need you out of the picture to succeed. It's that why keep you in the picture if you don't need to be?
Yeah.
That's my mentality. It's very easy for people to twist it and try and make it this thing. No, I keep it very simple. I'm a professional wrestler because I want to be the very best at this art form, at this sport, at this profession. And if I have to go through somebody and affect their life to better my own, that's the way it has to be. And sometimes you have to do that. There's wrestlers that will do that in the ring. There are wrestlers that'll do it outside the ring and make sure you're not around when they do it. I'm very direct with what my mission is and what my goal is.
Okay, let me follow up with this. It's a good thing you brought this up. Back over last summer, Empire State of Mind. It was the Warriors and Tier 1 joint show. You had a great match with Jeff Cobb, by the way,
Thank you.
defending No Limits Championship.
That's right. Thank you.
Jessie Brooks on that same show was told that she could not wrestle Mark House. And she wrestled Mark House at the end of the night or afternoon, whatever it may be. She submitted him. Everyone surrounded the ring. Mr. Darius Carter, the only gentleman to step up on that apron, to look her in the eyes, and then he walked away. Was that... Why are you booing? I'm
Because he
reliving
wanted
the
me to
moment
kick
here.
her in the head. That's
No.
Or he wanted me to-
I mean, you just said it. If somebody's in the way, you're taking them out.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you wanted to show a little bit of respect, maybe?
That was... How do I describe this?
It wasn't a moment
Because there
of
were a lot
weakness,
of
of
layers to that moment where from me seeing her, firstly, I was in the backstage area and I saw all of the people surrounding her. So I actually was eyeing her from outside the ring and step by step approached her and looked at her. And I thought in that moment, I was like, what do I want to do? Do I want to emasculate, or emasculate is really...
We got it. We got it.
You get what I'm saying?
Effeminate?
Yeah.
Do I want to effeminate? Do I want to ruin this woman? But here's the thing, if I did that, all the other wrestlers around the ring, I'm outnumbered. And that was a moment that they were all trying to have with her. And if I were to ruin that moment, that's putting myself in a situation that is not best for me. So I approached her. I whispered a little something to her that I won't say what it is, but I said something to her for her to remember, and I left. So I gave her a little message. I can't really. I don't want to say what it is.
Was it this?
Tell me. Yeah.
No.
No, because
Those
I
you
probably
idiots.
would have shouted that one.
Iago is taking control.
Yeah, what's the matter with you, dude?
What?
You're like Mr. Soundboard tonight.
I got it. I got to use it, right?
Listen, the thing with Jessie is I had a feud with her in Warriors. First off, we go back even before Warriors because she was actually the first member of the Crusade for Change.
That's
Okay.
right.
So she didn't make it. She's the only member that was ever recruited by me and personally expelled. Next came TJ Marconi, because once TJ came in, it was the three of us and Jessie. We phased her out because Jessie wasn't at a point in her career where she was ready to do anything she needed to do. If you remember, she dropped Johnny Miyagi on his head a few times, but when I needed her to do particular things, when I had TJ back, I changed the plan. I said, you know what, let's build with TJ and build other things because I need her to be more vicious at this point. Now, she's there, but we're on different sides mentally. She's gone her way, I went my way. So there's a lot of history with her. Warriors of Wrestling for the No Limits Championship, I actually held the belt twice, and she took the belt from me
Yes.
to win that to be the first woman to ever win the Warriors Championship. I took it back 3 months later and then went on to hold the title for 366 days. So there is history there with her. I'm not going to say that I respect her because I'll never forgive her for failing the message of the Crusade, because I think that if she stayed, if she was able to handle it, we don't, I mean, you could say, say Brooke Danielle, but in terms of a true powerhouse force, female-wise, she could have been a bigger deal. She could have been a huge thing and gotten a lot of benefit out of the Crusade, but she was short-sighted. And I can never forgive her for that short-sightedness because she is the first person I chose. You understand? So when it's the first person, that person, not that you have the strongest connection, but you were like that. I always remember who I went to first. And her failing me and being the only person to fail me, then have that moment in front of me, I said a little something to her. She looked at me, and that was it. So that was kind of like...
Was it something along the lines of Catred took your place? Ha ha.
No, it's something along the lines of, I hope you're happy.
Okay. It was tumultuous between the two.
How many
of you.
different ways can you say I hope you're happy?
Hey!
You figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I got a soundboard, bro. I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. It was something like that. I just wanted her. She felt like she was she was almost in tears, on top of the world. And I take the Crusade for Change very seriously as it all started between the walls of my mind, and I want everyone to play their part, and because this Crusade is bigger than all of us.
Yeah.
It really is. And what she exemplified was key for the Crusade, and I'm so disappointed that it didn't work out, because she is or was one of the victims of what the Crusade speaks out against, of not getting those particular opportunities that he deserves, and going and traveling and putting your time in and putting your work in and always being the reliable hand but never getting your just due. And I felt like it was her time, and the clock turned and she wasn't there. And now she's doing her own thing. And it's kind of like, how dare you think you can get to that level without me? But it's also like, but you did it without me. So it's a complex relationship with her. But
and we are live. We are in studio. If you're watching us on Facebook, facebook.com/Shining Wizards, we have the Tier 1 World Champion, Mr. Darius Carter. Follow him on Twitter at Mr. Darius Carter. He has a Facebook, facebook.com/Mr. Darius Carter. He will be in Orlando this weekend. Huge weekend for wrestling, the best weekend of the year. WrestleMania weekend. Tomorrow night he'll be working Punk Pro Wrestling. Friday night Punk Pro Wrestling. Saturday Ignite Wrestling, and you never know where he'll show up. There's 100+ events going on.
He might do a run-in at the Triple H Seth Rollins match.
You never know. He's the leader of the Crusade for a Change.
That's right.
And there's a lot of marketing can go on down there. A lot of people, a lot of things happening down there. So you never know. Keep your eyes peeled. Darius Carter running around, kicking ass, taking names later.
Can I ask? Is this your first WrestleCon or no?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
So I don't know if you asked this maybe when he first got here, but other than the actual WrestleMania, like are you excited about just the atmosphere that professional wrestling and all the fans and just this weekend is going to be a secluded bubble of professional wrestling?
Yes.
How does that honestly make you feel that for 4 or 5 days in a row it's going to be nothing but wrestling?
Oh, I'm a man of the territories. I'm a man, and I people say that, but they don't mean it. If I could wrestle every day, I'd wrestle every day. If I could make that logistically work and monetarily work, that is what I would do. I just so happen I do have a very good job that I'm not going to say pays me better than wrestling, but it's let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Call it like it is.
You know what I mean? Let's call it
Listen,
so,
we're not raking in the bucks.
Here's what it is. So, some people.
Speak for yourself.
Some people, their only talent is wrestling. Some people, or they're every single day they have to go out there. My whole thing is I take care of myself. I wrestled not because I have to, but because I love to. Because I know that I can get to that next level, and I'm going to support myself getting there.
Right.
I love WrestleMania weekend being this tight little community bubble because sometimes wrestling doesn't need anybody else in there.
That's the greatest thing I ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah, sometimes we just don't need the football, and we don't need to mix with everyone. Sometimes we just all need to have our time. And that's what this is about. I don't see this as a vacation because when I said to, with the people I work with in my job,
right.
Hedge fund, whatever people, it's just kind of like, this is not a vacation to me. I'm not going to go to Disney World.
Right.
I'm not going to see Shamu, or what have you.
Damn it. I forgot that he lives there.
I guess, whatever.
I think Shamu died, didn't he?
Wait, didn't
they got another Shamu?
No, didn't
the
they
kids
close?
Don't know the difference.
No, they're still open.
The kids still think Free Willy is still alive. Every time you see a great a white
killer whale,
there it is. I'm thinking of a great white killer whale.
You're thinking of Jaws, by the way.
Maybe I was. I actually also had flashes of Jurassic World.
Oh.
Remember when the girl got launched in there and the giant crocodile thing?
They should all die anyway. Worthless mammals living underwater. Shame on them.
Well, it's bad when you die in the commercials.
That's true.
It's like, don't. And then you see her in the movie and you're like, you almost can't even get invested in her because you know what's going to happen.
They spoiled it for you.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Ruined it. I hate when they show
previews
everything
do that
in the previews.
They do that all the time.
But they're smart. Some of them are smart because it's funny how the conversation shifted. But some of them,
right.
Some of them are some of them are smart because they'll show you deleted scenes, and then sometimes you're like, oh, there's the girl with the heels. But anyway, back to the wrestling bubble. That's a great thing. And granted, like I said, I don't really like fans, but I
my man.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang out with these people. I just like the fact that I can wrestle several days in a row in a new place. That's what it's about. It's about getting some more exposure down there. I have not wrestled in Florida yet. I've wrestled up and down the East Coast, but I have not wrestled in Florida. So I get to wrestle in the Visions Dojo, which is a fantastic dojo. That's where people like Aaron Epic and Santana Garrett train. That's a great little spot right there where you can have a lot of eyes on you, and all I need is one person in one particular place to see me, and it's like I can be in Florida a lot more than just this weekend. You understand?
You mentioned that, and I don't know. I heard this. I listened to Busted Open a lot on Sirius XM. Dave LaGreca, Larry Dallas, Bully Ray. Bully Ray is running a seminar one of the days down there, and they're going to pick 2 students to work House of Hardcore match. which I mean is going to get a lot of eyes on. Is that, do you go to seminars? Is that something, are you learning every single day when you're in the wrestling ring?
Every single, whether I'm in the ring or not. I mean, this year alone, I did, back in June, I did a seminar with Jamie Noble, which was, I mean, incredible because Jamie was, hands-on. Jamie was very hands-on. So it was great getting to actually kind of wrestle with him and to hear some of his ideas and his intakes. I mean, I'm not going to say I've gone to every single seminar because I haven't, and that wouldn't be fair to say that, but I've always gone to the ones that are critical to me. Jamie Noble is my type of wrestler. So, and I've done a Chris Hero seminar previously, years ago, but it's not about who you're doing. People think of seminars the wrong way. It's not about who you're doing it. It's about, does it work for you? It's about, does their style wrestle? Because Chris Hero doesn't wrestle the same way as Jamie Noble. So you can go and you can pick, okay, I'm going to go to every seminar and pick up every style, or you can try and be more selective with the ones that you feel are direct to you. And that's my way. That's me. And so you can love it, you can hate it, but I'm going to go, to the guys that I feel would directly influence me. So a person like William Regal, I wanted to make his seminar, but I had a Beyond Wrestling show. It was their studio taping. It was the same time they did their most recent taping this year. And Regal was in Maryland, so that was unfortunate that I couldn't do both. But let William Regal, let me see that opportunity again. That's what I would jump for. I did a Dean Malenko seminar as well that people like Donovan Dijak were at. Yep. That was, I mean, his seminar, Dean was more instructive, but you learn from watching him tell you. Some people, he would say, hey, that's not the style of match you should wrestle, and then they go out and they wrestle it. And Dean's like, see, that's the stuff. And he's not putting you down, but his mind is so, I mean, this guy doesn't have to get into the ring to educate you. That's what I really like. Not saying Noble did have to, but it was two different styles.
Right, of course.
So those are the seminars that I would go to.
Right, and I've actually had like the pleasure just to be on the fly on the wall for some seminars. Like Jeff Jarrett's seminar is going to be completely different than a Jake the Snake Roberts seminar.
Absolutely. Where is the Jake the Snake?
There was just one in Brooklyn, like the last WrestlePro show. I forget when that was.
3 weeks ago or so?
I think I was booked that.
Yeah. But anyway, no.
The tragedy of being booked so much, right?
It's a good fucking problem to have. As I curse for no reason.
You mentioned Beyond Wrestling before, and
I did it.
When we first started doing this podcast, we had hooked up with Drew, and we had taken a road trip all the way up to Massachusetts to see a show at the Knights of Columbus well before Beyond took off, and you were actually on the show. So you've been with Beyond for quite a bit of time. Mm-hmm. What does it mean for you to be a part of organization that's been super successful, especially having an imprint on it with the Crusade for Change?
Yes.
Yes. And what you've been doing up there with Beyond.
For cranes and doves and pigeons.
He's a bird lover. What are you going to do?
A bird lover.
How do you feel about turkeys?
Here we go again.
I don't think it matters how I feel because you're going to do the turkey thing.
Not necessarily.
Okay, just... Okay.
Oh, it did it twice.
Oh, yeah, it did it twice. You didn't know what it did.
Turkey's got a mind.
You had no idea.
It's got a mind of its
own. I'm just
that's a good question.
Press the button over here.
The electronic turkey has a mind of its own. No, that was a great question. I'm very proud of my time. Yeah, I give that to you. And I don't just throw those things out. I was very happy with the time that I... Not just the time, but what I've contributed to Beyond, whether people see it or not. I was one of the most consistent people that's ever been at Beyond, not just in terms of actually showing up to the show, but match quality. I've always been somebody that gives you something to watch, to sink your teeth into, and I'm proud of that. I take genuine pride in the fact that I can, even though it's hard sometimes to watch your old matches because you're like, oh man, like, I really wish I did this. I really wish I did that. I know that my quality was consistent at the time for me to continue earning my spot. I wasn't just being given anything. And I haven't wrestled for Beyond since December of, I think has it been a year? Ooh. Has it been? I don't know. I haven't wrestled for them in some time. But I think it came to a point where I needed to separate from Beyond, and Beyond needed to separate from me. I think that maybe some people can I didn't want it to look like it was Beyond that was getting me everywhere I was, and I think Beyond was going in a different direction than I wanted. To particularly, and it was kind of, a lot of it was a private conversation, but I feel like, and listen, I'm always going to love the essence of Beyond Wrestling. I'm always going to love what Beyond Wrestling stood for. What drew me into Beyond Wrestling was that anybody here can make it. We were wrestling in a garage. We were wrestling, in Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio, and we were, surrounding the ring every match. We were learning, and it was just so hungry. The environment was so egoless. It was just so hungry, so much hunger and so much fight and so much if you can feel passion, it was there. And I'm not saying it's not there anymore, but it's in a different sense. It's the things that attracted me to Beyond, I don't feel are as prominent anymore. The things like the homegrown individuals, the people that were there since day one getting their due, I don't really feel like that's happening. I feel like it's kind of using the same people as other people, but using it in a different way, which I respect. I respect that. That's cool, but Beyond has mastered their market of the internet. They've mastered that. My whole thing was, Beyond Wrestling, to me, had the potential to go in a different direction. It had the potential to really be something, not more, but really something groundbreaking. And, listen, it's going to be a fantastic show. The midnight show, Caffeine, I think Beyond's of course they're doing well. I don't think that's the issue. It's just, what does it all mean? Anymore.
Right. And obviously, that's what's great about professional wrestling is, artistically, you're not always going to see eye to eye, but it doesn't necessarily mean you wish permanent ill will on anybody. No. So that's great. I want to switch gears a little bit to back to some current wrestling talk, more specifically Impact Wrestling. And we've been watching the show. Tony has a notorious segment here on the Shining Wizards called Met TNA. We have two guys, actually three, but two guys that have just recently signed deals with TNA that I think, and if I'm speaking out of turn, forgive me, that you've worked with in Falaba and Mario Bokara. Two really good friends of ours, obviously Kevin Matthews as well. But I just want to get your thoughts, just because these guys are really good friends of ours. Your thoughts, I know you've worked with them, thoughts on Mario and Fala.
Well, but before you even get there.
That's fine.
They also brought in, as part of LAX, EYFBO.
Oh, that's true, EYFBO.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
I know.
Mike Drastic and Angel Ortiz.
Yeah.
Although Mike is now Santana.
Yeah.
Homicide's back with them. Conan's, leading the charge again.
So, if you don't want to comment on the guys specifically, just thoughts on TNA as a whole and what they're, if you
Impact Wrestling.
Impact, yeah.
I watch everything.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm very, I'm happy for them, because being in the right place at the right time, being in the right spot, please, thank you. Being at the people like AYFBO, that was their time, because it was the right time for LAX to come back.
I agree.
It was when and when you need people, you don't want to bring in the same LAX, because the whole point is that they have many. They have the numbers. It's just like the Crusade, where the Crusade might have me and TJ. You might see TJ and Gangone. You might see the Minutemen. You might see me and the Minutemen. You're not always going to see, thank you very much, you're not always going to see the same people. So I like that, how they kind of were like, well, there's more to LAX than just Homicide and Hernandez and Conan. So it makes sense. Now you bring in the female, not Davian.
Diamante?
Diamante. Diamante. Now you have EYFB. That's their time. That was their right spot. So they were the right guys at the right time, and I'm happy for them, because I've competed against them, and like I said, we may not see eye to eye, but they are strong competitors, and this is, again, the opportunity. That's it. You know, I think it's funny that they faced the DCC, which is like, I look at the DCC and I'm like,
You know, I've never.
it's not the same.
I've never
but
been
it's
in. I've never been a big fan. Like I've talked about it. I think the DCC. I don't think any one of those three guys was really motivated to be part of that whole thing to begin with. That's the way it came across to me watching it every week.
Listen, I won't comment on that. All I'm gonna say is that I think it was a little odd that it was like, I think, you know, the Crusade for Change, I think it was ahead of its time. I think that.
Well, you're a pioneer, of course.
Thank you. But you can say, oh, well, V for Vendetta. But my whole thing was when V for Vendetta came out in 2002, how many times did you see people walking around in masks like that? It wasn't happening. So it's kind of like our Crusade idea wasn't to take from that. The mask added to what we were talking about because of the gunpowder plot, because of the gunpowder plot was, in essence, it's kind of a suicide mission, but the essence of the reason why it's happening is so real. It's you will fight to the end, even if you know that it's not maybe for the best for you.
Yeah.
You know, the Crusade for Change scares a lot of people, and it scares some promotions. They, you know, because I'm the leader of it, there's some promotions I don't compete at, but TJ and Gangone will, because people really buy into the fear of what the message is. It's crazy.
I'm a big Gangone fan, by the way.
Oh, Gangone's
Just throwing that
fantastic.
out
And he was one of the best additions to the Crusade, because he was, and again, the right time. I wanted to have somebody that can go in there and drop guys quickly with some great counters and maneuvers. And TJ's a giant, but I needed somebody that can go in and just snap on you real quick. And next thing you know, 4 guys are down and Gangone's in the middle of the ring. I love that about him. He's an assassin. He knows which move to pull out at the right time, and that's why I was happy for him to be in. I had my match with him at Warriors and at Warriors of Wrestling at the studio taping, where he broke his ankle. Or I broke his ankle. He broke his ankle. Listen. So you know what I mean? Bad guy.
Oh, we got it.
But that match, after that match, I was like, this is everything. You know, you gave me a fight. You didn't quit. You didn't cry, complain. The guy got me up for a brain buster with one ankle.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a little
Pretty
cheap
impressive.
brain buster either. It was a real man's brain buster. And then I kicked out, and then he said, "I'll see you in hell, Carter." And I was like, "You'll be doing my dishes in hell." And I proceeded to hit him with foreclosure and pinned him. And after that was a man that earned my respect. DC, I'm happy for them. TNA, Kevin Matthews, I had a really competitive match with at Five Borough Wrestling.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was a Proving Ground show last year. I believe it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. And fun, good match, man. It was fun. He's hard hitting, and like I said, you may not see eye to eye on everything, but that was a match that I thoroughly enjoyed. So it's good to see. I'm happy. Listen, I want to see people succeed. I want that to happen, because when you see people succeed that were right next to you or that were on a level, maybe they've been doing it for a long time. That just gives me, listen, I know I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
I know I will. I'm not crying. And that's why it's pathetic when people are like, oh, you know,
I
wish
had
that was
this spot.
Yeah, that's because that's not for you. What Kevin Matthews is doing in TNA is not something that Darius Carter would be doing. I would not be doing what Fala Ba and Mo
That's fine. That's fine.
Mario. Like, skip the rest of the letters. Mario Baccara.
Ding!
Rude.
Absolutely.
You're dismissed from your own show.
Do it when we fuck up.
You're dismissed. You're dismissed from your own show.
He didn't fuck up anyway.
Literally.
We all know him as Mo.
5 years too late.
Go out and stand in the rain and think about what you did today.
Yeah.
Take the hat off too. I want the raindrops to hit your skull.
There you go. I
Look at
like
him.
it. I like it.
Yep.
Anyway.
And he got me wine too. But I'm happy for them. But again, I wouldn't be in LAX. So it's kind of like, how are you bitter about it? It's like, that's exactly what's for them. And if there was anyone that was going to be in LAX, honestly, I would have picked them too. So it's like, be happy for people and just keep doing what you do. I've never been bitter about somebody's success. You know, I've been upset about how people will treat me when I'm not around, but I'm not going to be upset about someone else getting an elevated
Well,
platform.
they're afraid of you. That's why. I mean, you said it yourself.
Dude, it's a legitimate thing, man. People,
I don't
literally-
get it. I just
It's
don't get
business too. I mean, that's just the way. It's no different from the people at my job or the people at Kevin's job.
it. I can
or
understand people
if,
hating you.
If you ever get a job, those people.
Jesus.
Did he just spill on the couch?
Oh
Well,
no.
my pinky hit the elevated.
While Tony
platform.
attends to that.
If you have a-
But no, it's just sadly that's just the way businesses are run. People get jealous. People have ulterior motives, and they shit talk or they'll put people down behind their backs.
I'm
and
so glad you poured another glass of wine.
Well, you look at
Why?
it's the same thing if you look at like a movie. Like you cast a role based on who's good for that role.
Not anymore.
no, right.
Not anymore.
Thank you.
all right.
Not anymore.
Thank
Fucking
you.
progressive motherfuckers.
Why, what movie?
Thank you.
Pick one.
I haven't seen a movie in a minute, so.
You haven't s-
Well, I
you're
think
not-
the
all
last movie I saw
Let me make this
was-
simpler. You're not gonna cast me in LAX. How about that?
Well,
But
That's very
you
good.
would,
I am very ethnic. That's very true.
would you would book him as the Kevin Garifo truck drivers, right?
no, but if it was the IRA, I could see them booking somebody like Darius Carter in there.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
What's the IRA? I mean, I know what the IRA is.
Irish Republican Army.
Oh God. A boo. Ding
It's
the
all
bell.
equality,
Ding the
dude.
bell.
That's what it is. Everybody's got to feel good. Everything's got to like placate to everyone.
But you gotta have a feeling of who's going to do this role the best.
I'm more of a first order type guy.
That's true.
But yeah, that's exactly what it is. You have to play your role, but that again is a good point that it's not the correct person isn't always chosen for that role. And that's honestly, listen, you know how many times I see people that will take something from me or a promotion and it's just like, we don't want to use him. But that idea that he has, we'll take it and try and put it on their own because maybe he's their local guy.
So
or-
like Marius Barter will be the richest prize of Jackass Wrestling.
listen, and I'm not, like I said, that's upsetting to me. It bothers me because it's kind of like,
well, it should.
it's right. Well, it's also one of those things where it's like, well, you haven't spoken to me. It's like you don't really know me, and it's like you're like, let's pass on this person, but we like the way he does this, so let's put this on our guy. And it happened a lot with the Crusade. It's happened a lot with. And it's hard to say with personality because you could be like, oh, well, anyone could be an arrogant or confident, exuberant
confidence
man.
the word, yes.
Yes, that's how they would say it. Arrogant. We get exuberant, and you try and create something like me in a factory, but that's not how it is. There are experiences in life and wrestling that made me who I am, and there are things that I have watched and emulated that made me who I am. And even if you watched everything that I did in the same order that I did, that doesn't mean you're gonna do it like me. Yeah. So it's kind of like, what are people looking for now? I think that's more the question. Not who are people looking for, but what. Do you want to have somebody like, do you want to have a militant leader of a faction, of an army that's ready to go to war? Or do you want to just do your thing and say, well, look, these people are in town and these people in town, let's use them against each other. It's kind of how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so glad that we got you in studio finally.
I'm happy to be here.
The knowledge is just unbelievable. I just want to mention a couple of your Tier 1 upcomings because I will be there. Fred Yehai is back in your future, or did I read that wrong? Yeah, you know what? I was reading old notes. Never mind.
That was March to Victory.
That was last year. Yes, great match, by the way.
Thank you.
The one that I was looking at, we spoke about earlier. Darby Allin will challenge you on April 23rd, back in St. Finn Bars.
Darby Allin.
Any thoughts?
You know what's funny is with the Brass Ring Invitational, I've already beaten 3 now Evolve contracted wrestlers. So there's a message there where, Evolve, change, Evolve is definitely a place I have my sights on. Obviously, things would have to work out, but look at it like this. Fred Yehai was in the second Brass Ring Invitational. I beat him.
Yeah.
Hot Sauce Tracy Williams was in the third. I beat him 2 months later.
We
and
can't
they're
forget
both
Nutrius X and
Nutrius X. Nutrius
Atticus
X and
Bolt.
Atticus Bolt in 34 seconds. That was the same Brass Ring Invitational, but 2 different opponents.
Yes.
So that
with
was
the foreclosure out of the 450.
the counter of the year 2015 that
Yes.
got over 110,000 views. So that was really cool. The most viewed clip in Tier 1 history. And then you wonder why I'm holding the title. It's like,
So the Brass Ring Invitational still continues even though you're at the top of the game right now.
Yeah, because now I like being, contrary to what it seems, I like people coming to me being the target because now you have to face me. I like you having to look me in the eye and challenge me. Before, it's hard to be the challenger when people aren't opening their doors to you. It's hard to get that opportunity when people are just kind of shutting you out and letting everyone else climb in front of you. But when you're the champion, people have to come to me. And that's why I'm doing these open challenges, these Brass Ring Invitationals, because I want people to step up to me, and so that I can have these quality of matches that I know I deserve to have and can have with these competitors. Jordan Grace stepped up, the first woman to challenge for the Tier 1 Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And again, that's something different. I'm looking to do something different. I'm not just trying to defend it against the same people that at every single promotion. I want to go to different promotions and wrestle different people. I've defended the title 6 times, and all 6 promotions were different. CZW, the Dojo Wars. We had the Tier 1 Wrestling Lucha, the debut show at La Boom. That was my first time, second time competing in La Boom. After, of course, winning the title. But yeah, a fantastic venue. This is where I'm going. It opens doors for me to enter new promotions and say, hey, listen, I'll defend this championship against whoever you want. And now our promotion is more eager than if I'm coming in saying, let's do this. Let's give me an opportunity. And you're like, but I got this guy with this particular character. And it's like, it's weak. Weakness.
We are live on the rant, and I think we're a couple minutes longer. We'll go over.
A few minutes.
Are we gonna drop off the rant?
Do you want to?
We'll drop in like a minute or two.
But do you want to do WrestleMania predictions, but maybe make that exclusive to the podcast format?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Or
just
we
want to
could
get
just-
I want
I
to get
wanna keep-
Darius's plugs out there. In a couple minutes, we're going to drop off the rant, but you can watch us live on Facebook, facebook.com/Shining Wizards. Find the link to the video on our page. We'll be up and running there. We have been all night, but Darius again on Twitter at Mr. Darius Carter, facebook.com/Mr. Darius Carter. He'll be down in Orlando all week. Check him out. If you can't be in Orlando, he definitely works the Northeast quite a bit. Warriors of Wrestling, Tier 1 Wrestling, April 22nd and the 23rd. I know he's part of the Battle Club Pro show as well.
You can check out all of his archive at Tier 1 on FlowSlam. Everything's available on WWN Live with my golden tones calling the action, by the way.
And don't forget Powerbomb.tv, Powerbomb TV.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Plus, you can find a lot of his old stuff on the Beyond Wrestling YouTube page.
I'm out there.
It's all there.
I'm out, and I do my best to promote. There's so much of it, but I promote a lot of my matches. I'll promote them at different times at random points in the day, but I'm proud of my work, and it's out there. If you want to really know Darius Carter, you can know him. Just make an effort. you know?
Before we cut the rant loose, I just want to mention Phil Rea will be hosting the WrestleMania preview Thursday night. I believe that's at 7. There's also a slew of pregame and postgame for WrestleMania this weekend on Rant EM Radio. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff for the Hall of Fame. I'm not up. I don't have the schedule in front of me. But rantemradio.com. Go check them out. Support everybody that's on the network with us. And I guess at this point, stay tuned for the rant. And we'll be dropping out. We're going to continue in podcast.
I can't plug. I can't.
Oh,
plug
you want to
stuff?
plug?
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm gonna be down in Orlando too, brother. So if you see Kevin, Shining Wizards Kevin down there, I'll also be doing some stand-up. Locations to be determined, but it's looking like it's gonna be good. One
In
night.
Orlando.
Everything about Florida weekend
whoa.
is to
I'm
be
gonna
determined.
I'm gonna try to get up at least one night, probably the Saturday night. Because on Friday I'm gonna go check out Evolve, and Thursday we have WrestlePro. But next week, West Orange, New Jersey, the Joke Barrel Club in West Orange. April 7th, the Bright Side in Jersey City. Hit me up. Follow me at Kevin Garifo, at Shining Wizards Kevin on Twitter, at Shining Wizards Kevin on Instagram. So that's that. Got that out of the way real quick.
All right,
Didn't
cool.
Zubas follow you?
Yes, they did, man.
Zuba's following you directly? or-
Directly. My,
Yeah.
Wow.
my
That's
actual
interesting.
account.
It's funny some of the people that follow. I have Melissa Joan Hart.
She-
that
yeah,
follows me.
she's
she
a
follows a
whore.
lot of people. Yeah, she's like a Twitter.
Whoa.
A beautiful, delectable whore.
I just didn't expect. I mean,
yeah.
out
All
of
right.
all the people in the world, Melissa Joan Hart
She loves
is
it.
a whore.
She's a big wrestling fan.
I get it, but you just called her a whore.
Her thing with Kevin Owens was
It was hysterical.
All right, with that, we're going to
Team
drop out.
Melissa.
We'll see you next week on the rant.
Thank you, Ryan.
And Melissa Joan Hart's a whore, apparently.
Yeah.
okay. Don't do that.
Tell a friend.
Clarissa explained it all.
She
Who are you?
explains
What
it
did
all.
you
Exactly.
explain?
She explained it all right.
Clarissa.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm not
So
speaking for the rest of this.
WrestleMania
I'm
weekend,
frustrated.
the biggest weekend of the year. Darius Carter, you'll be down in Orlando. But growing up a wrestling fan, WWE put out the list of the top 33 WrestleMania matches.
Oh, this is what we're going to go with?
Clearly, we're not going to go
Through
all 33. But just maybe off the top of your head, and I don't want to put you on the spot, top 3, maybe. Just it doesn't have to be all time or
Just like your favorite.
your favorite. Like what? Like is it the Twin Towers against the Rockers?
Yes.
You know
Nailed
what?
it.
That was a great big
It was
man,
a
little
great
man
match.
That's a
match.
good match.
Wow.
Don't sleep on.
Because I'm gonna upset a lot of people. Because I've over the years, my take on Steamboat Savage has changed quite a bit
What? Better or for worse?
for worse.
Oh.
Well,
Let me
no.
guess.
Here,
You don't like George Steele because he's hairy like Bruno, right?
No, I don't. I think his interference in the match takes away from the match itself.
Why?
Because Steamboat can't beat Savage on his own.
No, Savage's MO was to take everyone out with that ring bell. He did it to Steamboat. He beat the hell. All of his attacks on George Steele were from behind the referee's back to begin with.
Look,
So this was his comeuppance. He was going for it, and George finally, in his twisted head, said enough is enough, and he stopped him.
Despite you can't eliminate the storytelling from wrestling.
I'm not
in that match.
I'm saying that his interference for me. I'm not saying for everybody. I'm not saying I'm right.
Okay.
For me, it takes away from that match.
But that might have been the point. The entire, and not to take away from the match, but you were presented with this singles match of this high quality, but the story came together with Savage. Maybe Savage could have done it if he hadn't left this trail behind him with all these breadcrumbs. If Savage had played it the quote-unquote right way, maybe he could have beaten Steamboat if it wasn't for George the Animal. So there's different ways to look at it. You know, remember George the Animal interfering, and I was like, yeah, no, that's rude. You know, you wish you were in the match, don't you? So I understand that perspective. If I had to say top 3 matches, I can't go in a particular order.
That's fine.
But I loved Undertaker Ric Flair from WrestleMania 18. And I say that because Undertaker, I thought the story was very good. And I thought Ric Flair with the superplex, you know, and the Arn Anderson interference. Wow. I mean, that match was so much story, and
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I honestly don't remember whether or not how awesome that match was.
it was. I mean, to me,
it's got to be good. But
to me, like I said, it's hard to really say a top 3. I'm just when you say some of my favorite matches, that one comes to mind. I was a big fan of that.
That's a match that you don't hear anyone use when they say that, which is intriguing as hell to me.
Well, because you got to think about it. Because again, Ric Flair his family was threatened by Undertaker going into that with the beatdown on David Flair, and
shit. Probably
he forced
deserved it.
right, and he forced Flair out of the general manager position into this WrestleMania match that he knew Flair couldn't win, and Flair himself knew he couldn't win. The outcome was never in question by either man, but Ric Flair fought with every fiber of his being.
And this was on the same card as Hogan Rock.
Correct.
Dude, I'm just getting to that point. I've been watching the entire Invasion angle on the network, all the Raws, all the SmackDowns, all the pay-per-views. I just got to the part where Ric Flair got the co-ownership. So I'm just there. So I'm going to be getting to that real soon. So I will watch it.
That was the whole thing with Undertaker.
He just turned heel around December of that year.
Because him and Vince were kind of in cahoots. So Undertaker was the right guy to pull that out of Flair, because Undertaker had that undefeated streak where it's like, hey, Rick, you got to step up. He forced Rick into a situation, into a lose-lose situation. And Rick was like, well, listen, I'm not going to beat you, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to raise hell. And Ric Flair did exactly that. And Arn Anderson in the back pocket, which just goes to remind you, I think Flair had that set up. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But my whole thing was, remember, Undertaker also had issues with Arn too. It was a Undertaker versus Flair's life.
Can't wait to get to that.
That was the story. If you got to know the story going in, again, that's what my favorite type of WrestleMania matches are.
That's awesome.
That's one match. I mean, I guess I have to say the retirement of Shawn Michaels, the WrestleMania 25 with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. But I also like different matches for different reasons. So it's hard for me to pick. Like, I really liked Undertaker and Randy Orton from 21 because that to me was Orton's you're the man now. Right. You know, I'm a huge fan of.
And the sentiment was that Orton was going to be the guy, you know? It was like Orton's going to break the streak, you know?
The atmosphere really was definitely odd that night because really Orton seemed like the right man at the right time. And that story went on before and past WrestleMania, to the handicap casket match, to the Hell in a Cell match. Those two were natural enemies. If I ever see those two in the ring, I'll never believe that they can be friends.
Wasn't that also the your old man almost gave me Hep C match?
That was the Hell in a Cell match.
Yes.
Where he gave him the Cowboy Bob the right hand, and Cowboy hit the ropes, came back, hit the other pair of ropes, came back, and then it was out of control. Cowboy was like, listen, I was at WrestleMania 1. I was in the he was like, oh, I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. He's like, if I'm going to take one punch, I'm going to make you remember it. So I didn't fully answer the question. I cheated. But listen, I love wrestling. I love different matches for different reasons. So that's it for me.
Do you want to lie? I'm a little upset you did not mention one Bret Hart match.
Because Bret Hart sucks, dude.
You're fucking out of your mind.
Well, how about this?
Well, Bret Hart.
Why don't you give me some matches and ask my opinion on it? Some WrestleMania matches. I mean,
But you watch your mouth over there.
Bret Hart in what, Austin?
Hart and Austin. From the submission match, 13.
Excellent. That was an excellent match.
Hart and Michaels Iron Man, which Tony poo-pooed before.
Good, not great.
Good. No, those are. Don't say not great. It's just not. Those aren't. I'm not an Austin or Bret person. Those aren't my favorite wrestlers. So, I thought the match itself was fantastic. But for me as a fan, my main event wouldn't be Austin and Hart. I like them both, but they're not who I grew up for. I grew up on The Undertaker, and I grew up on Ric Flair. Undertaker's pomp, everything about Undertaker. This man, he's a dead man. He's undead, right? I mean, people still, in 2017, this man has transcended wrestling. There is no curtain with The Undertaker, and that, to me, is phenomenal. So when I see Undertaker and Ric Flair, who were people I grew up wrestling, it means more to me than it might to some people who are like, Undertaker's cool, but he's not my guy. Flair's cool, he's not my guy. My attachment to those wrestlers makes the story even better. And that's with everyone. So if someone says, what's my favorite WrestleMania match? They're going to say with two guys that they really like. They're not going to take two guys they never watched and they're like, oh man, Austin Hart. I never really was a fan their entire career, but that was the best match ever. That's not how it's gonna go.
Let me ask you a question because you're an Undertaker guy. Should he have stopped after he lost to Lesnar?
No.
Beautiful.
No. Undertaker's redemption. Undertaker is a phenomenal character. In my opinion, the greatest character of all time. Because his motivations are so clear and he speaks so little. The Undertaker shaving his head. I mean, I thought Undertaker's story with Triple H, where he submitted Triple H with the skin of his teeth. He was lucky. I mean, Undertaker knew that he got lucky because Triple H was don't want to say the better man. That was WrestleMania 27. Not that he was the better man, but Triple H came in with a better plan than Undertaker did. Undertaker came in as, hey, I beat your best friend 2 straight in a row, and your best friend's the greatest of all time, not you. And if you ask me who's Triple H and Shawn, who's better, I say Triple H, and I'm in the minority. But I think Triple H is the archetype villain. If it wasn't for him, The Rock and Austin wouldn't be as successful because they needed somebody to face.
So he's like the modern day Piper to Hogan, if you will.
I would say that. I would say JBL got to that level too.
Yes.
If his run was longer. He had his year run as champion, which was stupendous, and then you could see he was still at the top for a bit, but you could see kind of the chart kind of dwindle. With Triple H, 2002, 2000, and people will say, oh, he had the belt the whole time. He was the only guy to have it. Triple H was the one that was, everybody that stepped in the ring with Triple H was a better man.
And I agree with your sentiment on JBL, by the way.
Me too.
I was a huge fan of his time.
JBL wasn't stupendous.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I know you have a question for Darius or a comment. I don't want to step all over, but I do want to ask. So, Taker, Flair, your guys. When does it get to the
Triple
point?
H, put him in there too.
When does it get to the point, like, I love Ric Flair. I watch Ric Flair match, but now seeing him on TV, it's almost gotten to the point, and I've said it 100 times, it's depressing. He looks like a melted candle. He just shouldn't be in there. It's like Taker looks rough. He looks like he's out of shape. I get the whole like WrestleMania thing, like, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm concerned for his well-being. I'm moved past being a fan, and now it's just like I want to remember The Undertaker as The Undertaker. I don't want to see him get carried out of WrestleMania on a stretcher every year, and then the next day he's on crutches, he's being pushed around in a wheelchair. I don't want to see those images of The Undertaker. I want to see him with the cloak, with the hat.
But maybe that's part of the whole story. Maybe it's kind of like Undertaker doesn't know when to go. I think it's a little different with Rick because, in all honesty, there was no getting better than Rick and Shawn. I don't think that was ever going to be eclipsed, but I think Ric Flair is Ric Flair. I think he is the greatest of all time, so he's going to stay in it. I love Ric Flair regardless. I'll never lose that love, but my thing is, someone like The Undertaker I think Undertaker's at a point in his career where does Undertaker know when to go, or does he need to be put down? And that is interesting for me as a character. I'm sorry, that's interesting for me watching his character, because Undertaker may be the guy that won't go, and someone might have to put him down, because you thought Brock put him down, and Taker was like, nope. To the point where Undertaker had to cheat to beat him at SummerSlam. And then they had the Hell in a Cell match where Undertaker was beaten. But the whole point is, the story is, that's where it is, where it's Roman feels like he's the new Undertaker in a way. And whether he is or isn't is something else, but the whole, that's kind of how Roman came in. You know, everyone wants to hate on him or whatever, but when he came in through the Shield, he was the cleanup guy. I always saw Roman as the closer in the Shield. So Ambrose was a guy that did a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of that work. Seth was the guy that sacrificed himself to make sure that Shield survived. He cleared the field, and then when it was just Roman, remember when Roman ate people alive in that Survivor Series match? He just pinned like 4 people? That's what Roman was the closer. Undertaker is a closer. He wins almost all his matches.
That's when everybody cheered Roman like nuts.
Right.
He was the guy that got the most attention in the Shield.
He was the closer.
And then everything just twisted when he was on his own.
So whether people like it or not, Roman and Undertaker was a story that's been going for a long time, whether people like it or not.
Do you think Roman's the guy maybe that finally puts the dead man out to pasture?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't.
It's a perfect segue into WrestleMania predictions.
I know we're up against.
Yes, please. Let's rapid fire
Yeah,
this.
let's rapid fire it real quick. Let's start off with the Battle Royal, the Andre Battle Royal. Notable guys: Big Show, Braun, Sami Zayn, a lot of other people who are not in an actual match on the show. Matt, we'll start with you.
Braun.
Tony?
Strowman, yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to do this for the Battle Royal. This is how I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be Big Show, and this is how. Let's say fantasy, whatever. Big Show, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, final 3. I would say Braun and Luke take out Show. I say let Braun and Luke go at it. Braun wins.
I like it. It's beautiful. I also
And it ties it all together with the
Wyatt
Wyatts.
family.
I also will say Braun Strowman in dominating fashion. Cruiserweight Championship match. Neville Austin Aries. We'll start Tony your way.
It's all been going to Aries. I don't see any other way they're going to go.
I like
Matthew.
Aries as well.
Neville.
All right.
Neville's the ticket.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with them. I'm gonna say Aries just because it's the hot hand right now, and I think they'll go back and forth. Even though, whatever, Aries. Alexa Bliss versus all women available.
Apparently, Naomi came back tonight on SmackDown.
Oh,
So I'm
Live
gonna
update.
I'm gonna take her.
You know what? Since you mentioned that, like I'm kind of, but you know what? Usually when they do these run-throughs, the champ retains. I'm going to say Alexa.
I don't know if Alexa really has a chance.
She's hot though.
That anyway.
It's never
all
been
that
up.
matters.
I want to say Mickey James because Mickey won it on
Dark
April
horse.
12th.
We
Remember,
have
she
the
won the
meats.
women's championship from Trish Stratus on April 12th at a WrestleMania. I'm sorry, April 2nd at a WrestleMania. So for history's sake, I like the idea of Mickey coming back to get that spot.
I think that might be your feel-good story of WrestleMania, but I'm also going with Alexa Bliss. I think if Naomi is back, it's her chasing Alexa. I think that's a better.
Maybe
Storyline
Naomi
with-
gets her Mania moment though. But no, I'm sticking with Bliss.
The Mania.
All right,
moments,
triple
Jesus.
threat ladder match tag
Your
team.
entrance is the Mania moment.
The club,
think you are.
Enzo, Big Cass, Cesaro, and Sheamus. I'll go first this time. I'm gonna think that Enzo and Big Cass take this one.
I'm sorry when you said.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to run through it. I missed the gold joke. I guess.
When Naomi comes out with the glow and the show and the flow, that's her moment. She doesn't need to step in the ring out. She's going to have 6,722 yards to slide down her knees and have this elaborate entrance. Who cares if you win or lose at that point because you've just turned the show into a nightclub.
There should just be a giant slip and slide.
I do
Right.
like her
Them all
entrance,
just
though.
fucking
Right, she
slide
takes
down.
one of Bailey's inflatable tube
Yes,
and
deflates it.
slides down it,
Yes.
and it's rainbow colored.
So beautiful.
I'm in.
She could take it. She could run in the ring, take the finish, get pinned, and nobody would be mad at Naomi.
Fair
I'm in.
enough.
Sign me up.
Triple threat tag match. I'm taking Enzo and Cass. Matt.
I'm gonna stay with the club.
Tony.
Yeah, I'm staying with the club. I can't stand Cass and Enzo.
I think
They
the
gotta
club
go.
needs it, but it's going to be Enzo Cass because they've won no tag titles anywhere
Yeah, there's a
in
reason for
WWE.
that.
They didn't win the NXT. This is the moment. They're going to get it. It might be a Zack Ryder moment where club gets it right back, but
Fair enough. I would love that. I'm a big Zack Ryder. Mark. Anyway, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin. I'm thinking title
Wait,
switch.
we could let Darius.
He
answer.
did.
Oh, he did.
yeah.
Okay.
Who did I say?
I don't know.
You said Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you
Oh,
said,
I said. Oh, that's right. It was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I said I think it should be the club. Excuse me, but it's gonna be Enzo Cass.
yeah. And then you said it might be a Zack Ryder moment, and then
Correct.
No, I was meaning for him to lead off a question.
he's the guest. He should go last.
Well, he could go first. You know,
The champion answers last, man.
That's a very good point.
not at WrestleMania 5.
Don't do that.
Not at a lot of
Don't do
WWE
that.
events.
Don't do any of that.
Ambrose Corbin. I'm going with Corbin.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, Corbin.
It's Corbin.
All right.
Clean sweep.
Unanimous. That's the first one. This one's a good one. It's Jericho and Owens. Actually, you know what? I will lead off with you this time, Mr. Carter.
Thank you.
Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. Who do you got?
It's gonna be Kevin Owens.
All
I
right.
would go with Jericho, but it's gonna be Kevin Owens.
Matthew.
I think they give Owens the win just to get another match out of this feud going forward.
Tones.
You know what? He puts it that way, and it kind of makes sense. I don't think this is one that ends at WrestleMania. This is just the beginning, so I'm going to go with Owens.
Because you haven't gotten much out of it. You've
Which is
had
bizarre.
very little.
Because I don't know what Jericho's schedule is. So, like,
Yeah, but he'll stick around.
if he sticks around for one
He's
more.
having too great of a run, and he's
but then
over
wouldn't
like
Jericho
crazy.
have to win this one?
I thought
then?
Jericho was the best part of Kevin Owens' reign.
100%.
Not Kevin Owens. No offense to the man. That's just the way it is. I thought Chris Jericho was pretty much the champion without the title. So that's why Kevin will get the big win over him.
Agreed.
You know.
Kevin Owens. All right. four-way for the women's championship on Raw: Bailey, Charlotte, Sasha, Nia.
You also have to name the elimination
Right.
orders. Because it is elimination.
Oh, it's elimination.
I don't
this
know.
thing?
Is
There's no such thing, by the
Yeah,
way,
it's
as a
elimination.
fatal four-way elimination match. So fatal four-way is first fall to a finish. This is a
Yeah.
four-way dance.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
This is,
That's what
or if you want to get
ECW did.
technical, yeah, if you want to get technical, four corners elimination.
So we're sure this is elimination.
Yes,
Says
they announced
four-
it.
says
They
fatal
announced it
four-way
last night.
elimination.
Yep.
Oh,
who's
great.
winning and who's getting
Elimination
eliminated?
6 days before, just like a ladder match 6 days before.
Tony, who do you got? In order.
Sasha goes first, then Bailey, and then Charlotte loses to Nia Jax.
I'm gonna go because I think that's
Sorry.
No,
That's
I
just-
don't apologize.
That's disgusting.
She's not like most girls, dude. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
say. See, I love when the
I've
champ
I
goes
drank
out
too much
first.
wine when I'm reacting to this.
I actually think that
She's not.
Nia goes out first. I think. Oh, this is so tough. I think Charlotte goes out next, and I think this is tough actually.
Sasha cheats to win.
Maybe, but then yeah. All right, I'll go with that. No, because that's what I kind of think.
I'm going Sasha, Nia, Bailey.
And then Charlotte, wins.
Ugh. She doesn't need another WrestleMania win.
All right, let's keep this
All
hot.
right. Nia,
Darius,
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't go.
Yeah, my bad.
Nia Jax is going first. Big, everybody teams up on her, gets her out. Next,
It's great minds right there.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Next will be Sasha, and I think Sasha comes back to try and to interfere because it comes back to Bailey and Charlotte. Bailey can't beat Charlotte without interference or
that's a good
anything.
point.
So then Sasha comes back in, ends up somehow trying to screw Bailey. Bailey still gets the win on Charlotte.
Wow.
I think that's the overcome story. I think you can still get Sasha completing her character there, but Charlotte gets too arrogant, which is her biggest flaw. Bailey wins, you have that big moment.
I wasn't thinking of it that way. That's a good call.
That's the story
That's a good
because
call.
Sasha was always the third wheel. So I think if Sasha makes it to the end, I think Charlotte's got to make it to the end. And when Sasha gets eliminated, she's going to run back in. That will create an issue with Bailey. Something happens.
If you turn Sasha heel, that's a lot of heel female wrestlers to Bailey's one, really.
Oh, well.
But the world is against Bailey.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the way her reign was designed to be. Plus, Raw has about 4 women anyway.
Well, you got Dana and Emelina or whatever.
Dana is
She's a
on,
face
on
now,
the
isn't
side.
she?
Right, no, but she's not friends with Bailey.
Yeah.
She's not friends with Bailey.
That's a
might be
perfect
true.
opportunity for them to throw someone from NXT up there. With
That's
Bailey.
true. Good
I
point.
think Bailey retaining the championship is the best case scenario
Right,
for
long
everybody.
shot, underdog story.
That's it. And by having Sasha do what she does, everyone's like, "Oh, Charlotte," and then Bailey snatches it. I think that's the best way to get what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
and then you get Sasha as a heel, which I think she's much better as a heel.
You
too.
complete everything in one go. What's wrong with that?
Moving
Nothing.
on. John Cena, Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Matt.
I'm getting a soda during this one.
That's not
What?
nice. The Miz is in it.
I would love to see the Miz and Maurice win because he's been on fire for the last year and a half. But I feel like it's going to be Cena and Nikki.
I'm just going to play my prayer card, and I'm going to say Miz and Maurice. Tony?
It's John and Nikki because they're going to get married and they're going to have their engagement.
I think they do like a
Oh,
match
fuck,
made
I
in
forgot
heaven
about
thing.
that shit.
I will listen.
SummerSlam's going to be the wedding.
I want Miz and Maurice to win. I mean, it's gonna be Cena.
John needs his
But-
win back from WrestleMania.
He doesn't stop it. My whole thing is if Miz can hit Al Roker with the skull crushing finale, and if he can hit,
And his big head pops.
that's not nice. And if he can do the skull crushing finale to Nikki, I'll take I want Miz to turn it up. This is Miz's match. Cena has been a main event of more WrestleManias than pretty much anyone.
John Cena was interviewing Alan Arkin and Ann Margaret about some movie they did on Today this morning.
Yeah.
Think about
no
that.
idea who those
he's
people
done with he's done with wrestling.
But it's I'm rooting for the Miz. But.
Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles.
oh man, you want to talk about a match I could give less than a shit
I'm
about?
going to go. I'll start this off.
You said that about Kurt Angle and Shane too when they had that King of the Ring match.
Did you see Shane against the Undertaker last year?
Don't even ask me because my opinion on that match is not the same as other people's. That's it.
It's almost
Can he at
9:30.
least throw a good working punch? That's all I ask for.
People want listen to me. Shane and Taker. Listen, I was totally fine with Shane and Undertaker. I know some people. I understand the competitiveness of Shane McMahon and Undertaker bothered people, but Undertaker's older, and it was an environment that Shane needs. If it wasn't in that environment, Shane wouldn't have had a chance. I think the whole point was that the environment worked against Undertaker's age, which makes perfect sense because Undertaker's so used to being king of the Hell in a Cell that it's like you don't think about the fact that he's older.
It's true.
And Undertaker can't take the same high impact things that Shane can. I don't think people were thinking. I think people were just like, oh, they were so mad the match was happening. I thought that was almost as good a match as those two were going to have in that environment. And I was happy with it. So people can hate. I'm fine. I was fine with it.
All right. Well, I'm going AJ Styles on this one.
Oh, yeah, it's AJ, by the
I
way.
think AJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it'll be a better match than people expect.
It's going to be much better
It's
than
going to be
people
one.
expect.
It's going to be. I don't want to get into
It's
it.
going to be much better than people expect. Shane McMahon does not have bad matches. Okay, you could say Shane is not a wrestler, this and that. When's the last time Shane McMahon, honest, and you know it's AJ Styles.
No, yeah,
and
we
I'm
get
not
it.
even an AJ Styles. I'm not in his fan club per se, but AJ is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of our current time right now.
This just feels like an insta feud, though. You know, there wasn't really a lot behind this.
I disagree with that. AJ's road has been, first off, he needs to face somebody. And it couldn't be Bray, it couldn't be Randy, it couldn't be
Cena.
It couldn't be Miz. No, because they've already done AJ and Cena. And AJ's beaten Cena a million times.
I think they could have. I mean, the whole Orton Wyatt feud was fine, and it's actually pretty good. But I think that if AJ was not in the title match, which he should have been, it would have been Orton AJ would have probably been the way I would have gone.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, it's unanimous, AJ.
yep, AJ's Triple H, Seth Rollins, Darius. What do you say?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
But
gotta
Triple
be.
H is going to do what Triple H does best, and that is raise the bar of whoever he's in the ring with. This may be the best bell-to-bell match of the night, and a lot of it, people are going to put it all and say it's Seth, and it's Triple H, because Triple H, too, did this with Daniel Bryan, and one of the best openers in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
So Triple H is going to lose, but it's going to be, I think that might be bell to bell. That may be the best actual match.
Hard to argue that. I will follow up, and I will also say Seth Rollins.
I like Seth for the
Seth.
win.
Seth
Yeah.
Rollins for the wins. All right, here we go. The big one. Undertaker, Roman Reigns. Matt,
Taker.
I will say Taker.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying Reigns.
It's Undertaker.
There it is. All right, and now we get to the SmackDown Championship match, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. I'll lead it off. I'm saying Bray Wyatt has to retain.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go with Bray as well.
Tony?
I'm going with Orton. I think they're banking on Orton being the new face of SmackDown.
Let me say that both of these wrestlers, and I love them both. I think Randy Orton's movements in the ring are second to none. I don't think anybody transitions between moving, and nobody plays their part better in between the ropes than Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt is right there. Bray Wyatt is not going to say, I don't want to say he's the next of anybody. I think Bray Wyatt is can be unlike anything we've really seen. He's got a little bit of Jake, a little bit of Undertaker, but Bray has got so much depth that people don't understand, or people might have dropped off because he didn't win certain big feuds, quote unquote, so people kind of lost it. But Bray has so much depth. Him beating Orton here, essential. So Bray's gonna beat him, but I love Orton too.
That's very valid. And let's go with the big one, which everyone, I guess, here expects to close out the show, which is the Universal Champion Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. Tony, what say you?
Brock's got to win. He's been looking like Goldberg's bitch for too long.
I agree. I'm going with Brock Lesnar. Matt.
I think Brock gets his win back.
The winner of this match is the Universal Championship because you get to have Goldberg and Brock Lesnar competing for the red WWE title.
Yeah.
So Brock is gonna win this 110%. He should, but the real winner here is the Universal title.
The real winner here is the fans.
Yes, you
There's
guys win.
yes, there it is.
I was pointing at everybody. We'd like to thank Mr. Darius Carter for joining us tonight. I know we're up against the clock. Follow him on Twitter at Mr. Darius Carter. Jesus, sorry.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
He didn't even say. He said Carto.
Carto.
You guys it's Carto.
Facebook.com/Mr. Darius Carter. Again, he'll be down in Orlando all weekend. Punk Pro Wrestling Wednesday night, Punk Pro Wrestling Friday night, Ignite Wrestling Saturday night. I'm sure you'll see him at WrestleCon walking around. I'm sure you'll see him all over the place. Keep your eyes peeled for him. He's a big name in the independent wrestling scene. And
Big things for this guy right here.
he's got an unbelievable mind for the business.
He's a bit of an asshole, but don't let that throw you.
The last 2 hours with him have been exceptional. He knows his stuff. It's been a blast. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Hopefully sometime in the near future. That's all I got for plugs. Anybody else? You guys got anything? You wanna
That's it.
Darius, anything we forgot?
I'm 110% set. Oh, and don't forget my Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Wrestling's Richest Prize. That's where you'll find my dates. Right now, my dates are going through mid-May. Like I said, I don't go too far ahead because they change sometimes too quickly. But you can find it there. Yes, the Twitter, as he said, /Mr. Darius Carter. I pinned my upcoming dates to the top. You can't fully trust that with Florida right now because there's not enough characters and a lot of bookings. But and Facebook.com/Mr. Darius Carter. You guys took care of me. This was great. I really do appreciate that.
And we're not. You got anything before I speak? And of course, you have the duty of letting us know what you want to hear to end the night.
What do I want to hear? What in terms
The
of
music?
We're gonna close.
Play my theme music. Play Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which Beethoven's Fifth. People, I've had
we knew that, but we couldn't find. I don't think we could find the right one.
Yeah, you have to be careful. It's the one with it's red with I think it's like the fourth or fifth one down. It's hard.
We'll find out as soon as the Google ads finish up.
Yeah.
Stupid ad.
I don't know if it's the right one.
It says skip.
It says, oh, there we go.
Let's see. We'll find out.
That's not it. Oh man,
it's red.
Can you turn the
knew what
computer
it was,
so
we
I
just
could
couldn't-
see?
Yeah. See if you can see which link to click.
Yeah, I have to.
We are waiting patiently.
That one at the bottom right there.
With the red, like the pillars.
The pillars. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Pillars.
You're all welcome for this, by the way.
Oh well, thank you very much.
Well, everyone listening too.
That's true.
Because I've been coming out to the theme for years, and now all of a sudden it's catching fire. Like, oh, that's
Beautiful. Let's go. Let's hit it.
Another
Wait, that's not it. Hold on. God, this is a running gag.
one
These
below
guys
with
brought
like
me
the
here.
heads. That one.
5 years.
There it is.
Oh yeah. Sexy.
You've been listening to The Shining Wizards with our special guest, Mr. Darius Carter. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching on the Mevo, on the Facebook Live. And
Can't hear you at all.
you can't? Why?
We can hear you, but they're just trying not to. Because
Trying to
like 3, 2,